We are back. We survived D23. This is Extra Magic Hour.
You're listening to the Extra Magic Hour, brought to you by Walt's Apartment Productions. Join the team in the studio as they bring you the spirit of Disney, Universal, and theme parks beyond through park news, history, and tips and tricks to make your next theme park vacation even more magical.
Hey, everybody. What is up? Welcome to Extra Magic Hour, your park, resort, cruise-centric show for everything Walt's Apartment Productions, except over the last month or so because we were prepping for D23, and now is one of our recaps. I'm one of your hosts, Joey, and I am joined by my awesome crew and friends. We're going to go clockwise, starting with Courtney. How's it going?
I'm good. Very much still recovering from the weekend, but it was fantastic. We had so much fun.
Yeah, it's crazy because, go back a week. We were lining up for the Princess concert at DCA on D23 day. So it's crazy how time goes. But hey, also Kelly. What's up, Kelly? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Yep, still recovering over here as well. Crazy to think how time flies and how I still don't have much of a voice left, but we're working on it.
Oh, no, absolutely. And coming down the circle square thing here is Amanda. We're in the park. How's it going, Amanda?
Hello. Yeah, I was thinking about that too, but I was also thinking, didn't we just have D23? Nope, that was 2 years ago. But parts of it feel like we just had one last year, But it was good to be back, and I know that the next 2 years are going to fly by as well.
Oh yeah, I think we could have had a drinking game on how many times me and Courtney said last year's D23 when it really wasn't. It was 2 years ago. So, and then rounding off the group is Kevin, also from We're in the Park. How's it going, good sir?
It's going great. Yeah, I also would have been drunk with the number of times I said last year instead of last time. I kept correcting myself. I'm like, oh, it's so hard because it feels like it should be every year at this point. But here we are with every other year with D23. I have the one in Orlando, the Destination D, but I don't personally go to those, so it doesn't count for me. So yeah, I don't know.
I hear you.
It's fun, and I'm still recouping, and I think I'm almost back to feeling human again, so that's good.
Awesome.
Almost. And
the con crud is real, though. Let's be real.
No, con crud is real.
Oh, for sure.
It is true, and we are missing Kim, who's with us. So, because I mentioned that because this is probably the last few times I get to show our D23 Ultimate Disney Fan Event experts, your friends here at Extra Magic Hour and We're in the Park for a lot of fun stuff. Doing those shows were really tiring and a lot to it, but it was worth it because, it got us excited and got other people excited. And I feel it was a good tool for people that went for the first time. So
I think so too. And, we got to do everything we wanted to do, especially with like shopping and panels. So I think it was great advice.
Yeah.
It was definitely a divide and conquer type thing. I don't know that we hung out together very much, but we definitely conquered what we wanted to do.
Oh yeah. So over the last month or so, I've been doing special D23 themed icebreakers. I forgot to do that in the chat, but I figured I'd do an easy one. Just a quick, what was your favorite park? And it could go from, not only did we do the event for the 3 days, we did the baseball game, or the three of us up top here did the baseball game in Disneyland. So over the 5-day D23 event, what were you guys' favorite? And this time I'll start with Kevin.
That's a quick question.
Quick answer.
It was definitely getting to I was able to meet Joe Rohde, engineer, and I was able to tell him thank you for improving the theme park industry as a whole. Of course, he was kind of humble about it. And he was like, I was just doing my job. I'm like, yeah, no, but it's a fact. Like, it's a better place because of your work. So, yeah. So, thank you again, Joe Rohde. I was happy to tell him in person though.
I'm just doing my job. He's like, well, first of all, your job is awesome and you're a rock star. So thank you.
Right.
Exactly.
And your job is just not like a normal job, mister.
Yeah.
And he's on so many of our Mount Rushmores, Imagineering Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
So, but
Oh, absolutely. Pretty much everybody, I think. But yours, Amanda, what's yours?
Yeah. My favorite moment, your proposal.
Oh yeah, that
Are
happened.
you getting into that right now?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Leading up to
if
it,
that was
like
a spoiler, yeah.
it is not a spoiler. If anybody is on social media following
Disney,
us, like,
Disney social
Following
media.
the official D23.
It's number
yeah.
18 on the list of top 23 things that happened at D23 on the Disney website.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
There you go.
Yeah.
We made number 18, right in between the Grammy panel and the Ron Clements panel.
there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Sorry,
awesome.
but that's
I
my
love
answer.
Hey, I'm not arguing that at
Way to
all.
steal it.
What about yours, Kelly?
Oh my. Well, other than when Amanda told me that the proposal was happening, because that was a moment in
Oh, it's
itself.
true.
um,
It's the day before. Yeah.
yeah, it was the day before, and I found out that it was happening. That was a moment in itself. But my favorite moment has to be getting to see my Jonas Brothers live and in person, going to their live podcast. It's the only thing that I wanted to do, and I did it, and I made it into the room, and I'm really happy about it.
Nice. And Courtney, what was your favorite moment?
Well, besides being proposed to, I'm still gonna stick with the Ron Clements panel, because that I know we'll get into panels a little bit after this, but like it had the most people on that stage, and they were all people from my childhood and beyond. So I thought that was an amazing panel.
You number 19
Nice.
on the list of cool things at D23?
18 in between.
No,
yeah, he was
you're number
19.
18. Ron Clements is number 19 or number 17. No. Which one is it?
Number 19.
Yeah.
They were 19.
But they started from 1 and went to 23. So
there you go.
Is 23 the best then?
I have no idea. Yeah.
I think 1 is the best. But
in no particular order.
There you go. No particular order.
Right.
But your engagement made it.
I think it just said,
and that's what matters.
I think just 23 top moments in general. So
right.
It's just So I mean, of course, mine was the proposal, but it wasn't just that. It was just everything leading up to it. Sneaking off, talking to Michael, and like wondering if you're actually going to want to leave the whole time. Because for people that do not know, this was completely staged and planned by
trying to get her not to wear a wig, trying to get her to wear something else.
Well, the wig looked nice.
Everyone
the wig worked, but we tried. We did.
Well, you know what? It made me more recognizable on the floor, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all night we were getting the like, oh, you're the stage couple and stuff. That was awesome. Then later on when the post popped up Sunday morning and we were talking about it, they're like, oh yeah, we saw that. We're like, oh yeah, that's us. Like, oh my gosh, that was so amazing. So that was definitely the highlight.
Not a redhead.
But yeah, so I can't wait till we actually get the footage of the before and after, all the stuff that we've only talked about behind the scenes, backstage, and just the build up.
I think you were going to get it. I don't know. They did film a whole lot of stuff. So
yeah, there's a lot of stuff they're editing right now too. So we Sarah and Richard shared with us a really cool video. So I posted that on our Elements of Fun. So you can see the full stage thing. But yeah, that was definitely, and she said yes too. So that was always a plus. But
I mean,
Kevin, Amanda, Kim, rock stars. helping me plan.
Mm.
Richard and Sarah too. I didn't want to bug them as much because, as we know, they're at San Diego Comic-Con one week. They're at Rebel Scum in Texas the next week, and then D23 this week. So Kevin, Amanda, and Kim did a lot of the heavy lifting, the buttons, the story planning, the telling Kelly, and even Amanda was shaking hands and all doing the FaceTime for their parents. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
But
It was
we got a
amazing.
whole we got a whole expo to talk about. So let me remind you, we are brought to you by 3 awesome sponsors: Sunken City Designs, Getaway Today, and of course, Where in the Park. We'll be hearing from everybody later on. But let's jump to actually quick little pivot. Like I mentioned, we did do the baseball game and D23 day at Disneyland. So like briefly, was there things you guys really liked about those events? We'll start with the baseball game. I know you guys are like
the baseball game was
That's
always
pretty
a good time. I liked the little trivia area that they had, and it was mostly focused on Lorcana, just because like that's what we wanted to do, and that's what a lot of people wanted to do. They had a little collector's quest going, so you could open. They give you 3 packs instead of just 2 packs, which that was a surprise to me. They give you 3 packs, and out of those 3 packs, you had to match up 4 cards to the collector's quest, and then you turn that in to get a promo card, which was Violet. That was the one I was thinking of. The one at the baseball game was Violet, and then there was a different one at the convention itself. But yeah, but that was really fun. And then the Angels won, so that was a plus. And we got bobbleheads.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. The bobbleheads were fun. We didn't get any gold bobbleheads, but I think the best moment was when we ran into Michael Vargo, and you and Joey were him and Joey were keeping a secret from us, me and Courtney, at the time. And we ran straight into him, not even knowing that we would, because our seats were in some level we've never been in, and Michael was just in this empty hallway that we ran straight into him. And now that moment is even funnier.
Right. We were coming back. He was coming back from throwing out the first pitch. So instead, when we went the last time, it was Chris Sanders, the voice of Stitch, that threw out the first pitch. This time it was Michael Vargo that threw out the first pitch.
Right.
So
and running into him, and you telling him that your favorite thing that you were most excited for was Percy Jackson, and making Joey sweat for the rest of the weekend.
And on the baseball game, shout out, ran into my good friend Eddie, a local down there. We had a couple beers at a Brewery X up there. And shout out to Noel and Nicole, new friends that me and Noel have become friends. He has a really cool Instagram page, Explore Fly. Oh, crap.
Capture, Explore, Fly.
Capture. Yes. Capture, Explore, Fly, or Explore, Capture, Fly. I'll find it at the end, but he's over here. We're both Matt Robinson Tattoo canvases, so we became friends off that. And his girlfriend actually works up here in Roseville as a nurse. So very cool people. They had a great time for their first D23. And then the following day,
Explore Fly Capture is his. Explore Fly Capture.
Sweet. So if you're listening or watching, give them a follow and check them out. And but yeah, real fun people. They had a great time. And then the next day we went to Disneyland. Basic Disneyland day. We got our ears and we got Box Ghost popcorn bucket.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got into the virtual queue for the Disney Princess concert, and then got placed probably behind the stage where no one could see us.
Yeah.
And we couldn't see them either.
We saw them.
Barely. We saw them from the side all the way. You know that area close to the Golden Zephyr? Yeah, we were almost to the Golden Zephyr.
Yeah. But
we were by the World of Color stuff.
I was looking at the video. I'm like, you know what? We can make out who was singing. Like, not just from the song, but by their silhouette. But got to do the stuff that I haven't done yet. Mando Grogu and Smuggler's Run. The Soaring Over America, and the new Pirate.
The Pirate.
So, yeah, so that was a lot of fun. But I thought the concert was very cool. I agree.
What did you think of the Pirate?
It looks good. It is loud. I think it's a test for something else for the Coco ride. I'll just say that. But who knows? We'll see. I don't know. I always like them at least trying new stuff with original IP, like adding the Hatbox Ghost and the new Bride of the Haunted Mansion, and maybe if they do this with other pirates, we'll see. But I mean, it was cool, and it was like meh. So
I think it's cool technology, just in the wrong place.
yeah, but that was Disneyland and Angels game. Let's start with this. We're actually going to talk about the smaller panels first, and kind of lay down or end with the bigger ones, because we were saying these smaller panels are the not hidden gems, but some of the more interesting, more emotional, just funner panels. So Friday, I believe we all started. Or no, wait. So actually, it's Kelly. Uh, you took Courtney's fireside chat at Lucasfilm, which was one I was really looking forward to. You with Richard and Noel was there too. So can you tell us
Yeah,
about
I did
that real
take.
quick?
Yeah, Courtney got the reservation for the Ahsoka Spotlight, and it was with Iman Esfandi, who plays Ezra Bridger, and he talked about getting the role and how he prepared for the role and lightsaber training. He did some lightsaber training with some kids on stage. It was so sweet. It was so cute. Um, yeah, and yeah, Noel came with me and Richard, and he stood in the back and he got a selfie with Doug Chang because he was just hanging out in the back of the
Nice.
Lucasfilm Pavilion. So yeah, it was a really, really fun chat. I thought it was really cute.
And I caught the end of a few of these, but how long were they going on, give or take, or at least how long was it
I mean,
together?
in the schedule it said about 30 minutes. I
Okay.
think Amon went for about 40 because I was looking at my watch and like because we had to stand in the we had to stand, so I was like, I can't stand much longer. But he was really sweet and he was really excited to talk about being in Star Wars and Ahsoka. So
Yeah, I've heard
he
him on
went
a
a
few
little longer.
podcasts. He's a cool dude, and they asked him I think two questions in this podcast, and it lasted about over an hour. So, but it's
Yeah,
a great listen, especially his
he can
story
talk
of
for
how he
sure.
got Ezra. So,
Yeah. And I didn't
but
know that he was in Spider-Man Brand New Day as MJ's new boyfriend. So I recognized him from that, but I didn't know that he was the same person. So that was cool too.
no spoiler alert, Amanda and Kevin. It was the same amount that he was
Right.
in the trailer. So,
You
Yeah,
ruined the whole movie.
exactly.
Thanks, Kelly.
Gosh, Kelly.
Sorry.
Come on.
I mean, she forgot about
and for
Spider-Man.
people,
So what else do you think is going to happen?
Oh,
Yeah, makes
yeah,
sense.
she's going to date a Jedi. And for people that
There you
don't know, like
go.
the fireside chat, it's like a little open area, but it's almost like a corral because for the people that get the RSPs, they actually block off all entrances. But when the shows aren't going, people can walk freely, see this whatever's playing on screen and stuff. So very cool. And then and actually shout out because we'll be doing this a lot. Check out Skywalker Through Neverland on Instagram. They put a really cool reel of him doing the sword fight with the kids. So a lot of stuff
It's
covered
the
on that Instagram
lightsaber
page.
fight.
That's what I said.
You said sword fight.
Sword.
Sword
You
fight.
said sword.
It's not a sword.
Laser sword. Laser sword.
Laser.
Yeah.
Um,
Laser sword fighting.
But the four of us and Sarah and Kim went to see The Art of the Score with Michael Giacchino. This is the top one that I wound up with, and I was excited about that. So, what do you guys think about this one? I'll start with Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was great. I mean, it was just so good to hear him. Like I didn't know what it was going to be because I thought it was just going to be about like scoring movies just in general, not like the life and times of Michael Giacchino. But I'm all for that because I'm a big fan of his. I was lucky enough to meet him at D23 a few years ago, so getting to see him explain how he got into the business and he's just so humble. I love the way that he's just like, Like, I didn't plan to do this. It was just like I was doing something else, and it was like, hey, how about you score this now since you did a good job on that video game? Like, I don't even know how he goes from like point A to point B in his story. Like everywhere he went, it was just like it seemed like almost like sheer dumb luck, but also he's so talented. It's not just that, but the way he presented it was just like, I was just in the right place and they needed someone, so I kind of winged it and they liked it. So then all of a sudden I was scoring Lost. I'm like, I don't understand how this just happened, but yeah, it was fantastic. It was good to hear him tell the story.
Because I believe he started with video games, like you said, and then one of the video games.
No, he said he actually started in publicity. He actually started.
Well, yeah, but I'm with the scoring.
Oh, with the scoring, yeah.
But with the scoring, but threw me off. I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh,
I'm sorry.
So one of the video games I think was actually produced.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg was in there somewhere.
Yeah, and he didn't. Yeah, so he didn't say this, but one of the games I believe was produced by J.J. Abrams, and then later on, when Abrams was doing Lost, he's like, "Hey, you want to try score the show and stuff?" And got into that, and was doing a couple other shows, and then when Mission Impossible 3 came out, Tom Cruise handpicked J.J. Abrams to direct it because that was J.J.'s first theatrical, and so naturally he's like, "Well, I want to use my friend, this guy Michael Giacchino," and that was the rest is history after Lost and Mission Impossible. So, as Kevin, you could tell, I'm also a big fan of his. So this is why I wanted to go and to hear the stories and seeing his early days working for Disney was pretty cool. The whole story about him dressing up as a Rocketeer, just because they needed somebody in costume, and what he's done with Marvel and Rogue One is a great score that he did, and so this was a very cool panel and discussion. And me and Kevin were talking about this before, but it's like when they turn the lights off in an air-conditioned room after you've been standing for so long, it's like
that room.
Oh yeah,
I think just the archives stage does that. It's like more so than any other room in the entire like convention center.
Yeah, I don't know. I was even dozing a little bit, and it wasn't even because I was bored. Because I wasn't.
I was captivated and yawning. It was a weird combination.
Yeah.
So yeah, really great presentation.
To your point about Rogue One, that was one of the. I mean, the whole thing was a fantastic panel, and I was taking extensive notes. But one of the things that he was talking about with Rogue One was a question that I had from the start, which was, how do you do this? With John Williams being the Star Wars composer, how do you then switch gears to somebody else while still holding true to the themes? And that was one of the questions that was asked of, do you have to stay in John Williams' lane? And his answer was perfect. That he said that you want to stay true to the story first, nostalgia second. And he said what was John's needed to be perfect for that specific moment. Calling back to when you're listening to the original album, you want to relive that memory over and over again. So it needs to be true to the moment, not just nostalgia berries. And I thought that's brilliant. There was a few moments, I know, Courtney, you were talking about the Spider-Man theme too. And it was just another one of just, wow, who would have thought to do that? And that's why we're not composers.
Right. Another like wow moment in that one too that I really didn't think about, because like I'm not a big Ratatouille fan, but I do like the elements of the score that like are in the ride and stuff like that. And he was like, I just wanted it to be like a big like throw everything in the pot kind of thing. That's why you have a little bit of everything in that score, is because he just wanted it to be like a chef throwing it all in the pot. Like it didn't matter what it was, but you were going to throw it in there somehow and make it work. So like that was a kind of like a really cool way to explain the Ratatouille like score, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, I could talk about this. I don't want to take too much on the show, but I love that they actually highlighted the Tomorrowland score, because I know people have their opinions of the movie. I love it. I know people don't love it so much, but to me, it's one of his best scores. It's very Tomorrowlandy. It's very optimistic. It's very Walt to me. So I'm glad they actually did highlight, and they highlighted a bunch of his scores. So, and the cool thing is, walking out, we got the little die cut album for Up. For its 50th anniversary, and I said this to when we were recording on Skywalking. I'm like, I got him, like, oh, because I got my proposal in my head. I'm like, oh, married life, like, perfect timing with everything. So that's very cool. So,
the signs were everywhere.
And then the next panel, yeah, they were, and you had no idea. The next panel was Courtney's favorite, and it was the magic of, what was it? Oh,
Making Magic with Ron
Clements.
Thank you. Yeah. So why don't you talk a little bit about this?
So Ron Clements. The funny thing is that he was supposed to be making a history book with John Musker, but then John Musker retired and said, "I'm not going to do that." So Ron Clements ended up writing his version of a history book, but ended up kind of writing a memoir. So this is the panel about his book, Making Magic, and it goes all the way from when him and John became co-directors of Little Mermaid, all the way up to Moana. So it includes Aladdin, Hercules, Princess and the Frog, Treasure Planet. Yes, Treasure Planet. He mentioned Great Mouse Detective a little bit, but he was just like a animator on that, or co-director, I think, right? But just him. It wasn't with John Musker.
He directed and made the storyboard. That's what I have.
Okay. Well, there was something he was just an animator on, I think, before that, but I think he said Great Mouse Detective was the first.
Just an animator.
Yeah.
Right. That's rude.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. It's just that he wasn't a director of it,
He wasn't in charge of it. Yeah.
He wasn't in charge. He was.
I think my favorite part about this panel was that he got to bring out each person for the movies that he worked on and talk to them a little bit about if they why they were casted or what he thought was good about them. Like he brought out Susan Egan for Meg. He brought out Jodie Benson for The Little Mermaid. Eric Goldberg for animating the genie. And so he talked a little bit about his perspective on the people, and the people talked about their perspective about him. And I thought that was so cool. And Lehi Cravalho and Susan Egan are just little balls of energy on stage. That's that's what I remember about this panel.
And I liked how they did it, because when we get there, they had 5 chairs. But I'm like, wait, I thought there was a lot more people. But I like how each person had their own moment with them, with the exception of Mark Kent and Jim Cummings, because they're, they're together and they're supposed to have a late. This is a great panel with multiple legends and future legends that are named to be named later on that evening, and I'm sure Lee will be named very soon. But it was also
I'm sure Jim will too, with everybody up in an uproar.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that later. Our last thoughts, because there's a lot of stuff going on right now. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Leonard Maltin, so I'm glad that I always like hearing him talk. But yeah, great panel too. So then you all,
what do you guys think?
Kelly, Amanda, and sorry. I'm just
everybody was at this one. So Amanda, Kevin, what did you think?
We were all there.
Yeah.
Go for it, Amanda.
Yeah, no, my favorite part was the surprises of who all was kind of come out, because once I also saw that there was an extra chair or two, and I was like, okay, who are they going to bring out next? And so it kept you engaged. If all of them came out at once, it would be one question each, but we got to spend a few minutes with each guest, and that was really, really cool. So I think that was my favorite part about it. Like Kelly said, like you got to hear from both sides and a little bit behind the scenes of the process. So
Yeah, I think as soon as the panel was over, I was like, it was a lot of fun. It was amazing, but I feel like it could have been twice as long. But then I would have been upset like so much of D23 was taken up by it. I'm like, we need this somewhere else where I can actually like have more than just 5-10 minutes with each of these big names. Where it just felt like all of them were like, oh, okay, that's my. And next up, I'm like, wait, no, you weren't done. They have more stories. That they do. So I left you wanting more, and I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, it was a great panel. I
Well,
loved it.
it left you wanting to buy his book, honestly, and I am going to buy his book. It's on Amazon right now for like $40, but that book is going to be amazing. He said it has illustrations of everything and like memories and stuff of each movie. So that is definitely what I'm adding to my collection. And yeah, I think they could definitely make like a documentary out of this. Like, give me a 2-hour documentary. He's made enough films. He deserves that,
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's so funny because like when I saw the Aladdin panel back in 2000, I think 15 or 17, I forget which one it was. Yeah, 15.
I think it was 15.
They always talked about Ron and John, and I didn't put it together that the Ron that was the same Ron from the Ron and John, because they were always referred to Ron and John by everyone. And so like when we get onto the panel, I was like, oh yeah, Ron Clements and John Muskard, that's who that is. But like when we were talking about it during the reservations system and going to it, I was like, I don't know who Ron is, but it's just because everybody refers to them as Ron and John.
Yeah.
And nowhere did they talk about their cameos in the films, which was like, oh, come on, it's right there.
Right. So, the Easter eggs is so fun.
But it was a great time. But then Kelly, Amanda, and Kevin, you guys had one more big panel on Friday that rounded off the night. So how was that? What did you guys do?
Yeah, we went to the Muppets. Seth MacFarlane is doing a album where he's singing the Muppet songs, and he talked about how he created that with remind me of the name, Paul Williams.
Paul Williams?
Yes, Paul Williams, and the Moultons. And it was a really fun panel. It was a really fun panel. You never know what Seth MacFarlane's going to say. And with Paul Williams, you never knew what he was going to say. So, yeah, we didn't get much of a performance. It was just basically talking about his album and how he made the album. But yeah, it was really fun. What'd you guys think?
Yeah, I thought it was really great. I thought it was going to be a performance, or some Muppets were going to come out, but that's okay. I thought it was really cool when Paul was talking about the origin of the Rainbow Connection. I hadn't heard that story before, so I was like, okay, here is a iconic song, and there were many points where they referred back to the song, but hearing how that song first got made was pretty darn cool.
Yeah, he was talking about how it's kind of sad. It's like it's the saddest song he ever made. But he was,
well, it does make
at the
me
very
cry,
end.
so like, yeah.
But at the very end, they turn it into something good and something
like a celebration.
Yeah, like a celebration. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
he was talking about how they were looking for a song for Kermit like When You Wish Upon a Star. Something that is more grounded. But he, described the deeper meaning behind it and how it's about finding the answers to life. And he talked about how when he first walked onto the set, how welcoming everybody was, and how he said it was like a gang with a treehouse, and he never had that growing up. So this was his first time being surrounded by creatives and just a welcoming community. And then he first met with Jerry Jewell, I think, who wrote the script for it. And then how Jim Henson was describing the swamp scene with Kermit, and that he would be playing a banjo, and then it was like boom, click, let's go, Rainbow Connection. He's like, a banjo? Well, that opens up a lot of doors, So the banjo has a very unique sound, and so that's how like the gears started turning. So I was like, oh, okay, now I know. And they played a little bit of the song, and of course we're all singing along, and
yeah,
a cool moment.
That's cool.
He talked a lot about
opening
the
riff of the
different
song
songs.
is one of the most recognizable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he talked a lot about how he would write a song and then he would kind of show it to Jim Henson, and instead of writing him off completely in the moment, like, no, that song doesn't work, da 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 da, Jim would go off and change his whole movie to put a song in. Yeah, he would come up with a whole new treatment or a whole new scene, or say, what if we this to use your song here? He said that he would never really truly write it off as he can't use it, or that's not going to be in my movie, or that's not good enough for my movie, or whatever. He would just kind of figure out a way to use it.
He was definitely a team player.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So not being there, this definitely turned. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah. For me though, it was our third like presentation in the archive stage. So like you said, I was a little bit yawning throughout the whole thing, and it wasn't personal to them, but I was also like hoping for some music to be played during the history of the Muppets music. And they played like I think like snippets on like, video. But I'm like, you guys are all on stage and you have Seth there, like where he recorded a whole album. You can give us just a taste of that. They played like the musical score that they put together for it, which was cool. Because they went through and they redid the music for all of the stuff in the album. Because the whole thing was really a commercial for the album, but they didn't even give us like a taste of it, which I thought was very like a weird choice. But it was still a great time to hear the stories behind music.
Before the panel started, they were playing a little bit of the songs. Like I heard the duet that he sings with Liz Gillies and things like that. But it wasn't during the panel. Like he didn't sing it live. And I don't know if he was having trouble with his voice or something, because he was like drinking tea or something throughout the panel. Yeah.
Well, I thought he was drinking the tea to warm up his voice, but but that's okay. Then you gotta get the album so you can hear it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's where they announced the album like a few days before the panel, so which got me excited. But it seemed like not being there, that this announcement of the panel was kind of like a false advertisement. But I'm glad it turned out to be a very good one, as Kelly said. So, and then for the small panels, moving on to Saturday. I don't think we did any.
Saturday. We didn't do any, but I know you guys went to Joe Rohde, right? That was Saturday morning. How was that?
We did. Kevin, tell everyone about the Joe Rohde.
Tell us about Joe Rohde.
Joe Rohde's amazing. He went through like his career as well. It was also a little like mini biography for him. How he started out where he was a teacher, he said, for 3 years before he got into Imagineering. And even then, like, it wasn't really like something that he felt he belonged in, because he wasn't like a theme park nerd, like, like all of us here. He grew up in Hawaii, I think, and parts of California, and he didn't really do the parks. All of a sudden, he was kind of thrown into this world of helping out on Epcot. And he didn't go a lot into detail about like his work on the Mexico Pavilion. But I know his story, so I already know where
You
he
can
went
hear
from
all
there.
about it on Imagine That. We broke that down.
That's
Right.
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 Absolutely.
So it's just to have where he goes from like, yeah, all of a sudden they're like putting me into these different positions where like I'm leading groups and I just have to like rein things in. Where for him, he explains it many times, like he didn't grow up with money. Like he grew up like trying to like stretch pennies, you know? So when he designs stuff for theme parks, he has that in mind. Like, what can we get the biggest bang for our buck on these projects? So he'd explain like kind of his thinking behind the stuff he worked on. And yeah, it was really cool to see him talking about it. Again, humble pie up there, just like, I don't know. I was just saying we should do this, and I'd have other people coming in because, again, as we all know, Imagineering is a team sport, and he expressed that many times with, I would just say this idea, then you have people come in and with like, or we could do this, you know, and he wasn't just against it. He wasn't upset about people being against him, like as far as like not just 100% buying into whatever he thought, which I think is great. I think he had like a cool diagram. I think we put it up on the Diz Insider for this panel if you go check that out, where it looks like a square with some circles on it, but it explains kind of the thinking of like you have an idea, but you as you go out, you eventually get to people like dissenting against that idea, and that's not a bad thing. Where people who aren't just all in their idea help you to improve your idea, and it makes it better in the long run. So it's just kind of a neat way to look at life, I guess, and I really appreciated that. What did you get out of it? I know you took way more notes. I can't talk than I did, Amanda. So
I sure did.
what's the brief version of this?
Yeah, everything that you said. I went into the panel ready for anything. I wasn't sure what the book was about, but going into it, but I think I wasn't expecting it to be kind of a master class in creativity and leadership. And he had mentioned that this book, there's a lot of like self-help books and entrepreneurial books, but a lot of them are focused on what can you do individually. And he stressed that this is the creativity of the team and how to be as one as a team. So I thought that was, I mean, you look at my bookshelf, not the one behind Kevin, those are our theme park books, but the other one on the other side of the room are all leadership books. So not sure where Joe's book is going to fit on either shelf. Might have to get a second book. But
right,
so I
put one on both shelves.
exactly. We'll have the signed one.
He gets his own little
Kevin
shelf.
got. Yes, we'll have it framed and all that. But no, just to hear his background and how he grew up, kind of the troublemaker kid, but was fascinated by architecture, and that is obvious, right? From everything that we've seen him do in the parks, architecture and exploring other cultures is definitely his jam. So to know that that started at a very early age, it just makes all the sense in the world. And so he showed a lot of pictures, even some drawings that he did when he was 8. And so that was really cool to see kind of the behind the scenes Joe, the pre-Imagineer Joe.
Nice.
Very cool.
I love that.
I think the theme here is going to be, we hope a lot of these panels that weren't streamed show up in the D23 Gold Theater within the next couple months.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. I would love to see that one in the Gold
later
Theater.
on, you guys
that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Then later on, you guys went to the parks panel, so we'll move on to Sunday.
Well, I went
quick.
to a panel.
And,
Yeah.
oh, I thought
Did
you
you go
were part
on
of that. I'm
Saturday?
sorry.
You went to a panel?
I did. I went to the Camp Rock panel.
You went to Camp Rock.
Yeah.
My head wasn't working Saturday, so
It's all good. Neither was ours either, but yeah, no, I went to the Camp Rock 3 panel with the new class of the Camp Rockers, and it wasn't as deep as the Joe Rohde panel, but you know, it was fun, and there was some trivia and some games, and you know, the kids were fun. So
you mentioned a funny moment though.
Oh, what
I did.
Moment?
Which
On the skywalking about that. You guys love the movie, and You said it's
Yeah. So the people at D23 had been at D23 since Thursday, probably, and the movie came out on Disney Plus on Friday on Disney Channel. So I don't know if a whole lot of us had seen the movie, and the kids kind of asked, like, "What's your favorite part?" And the audience kind of went, "We have not seen it yet." It was kind of silent for the first time around, because I know I hadn't watched it yet, because we didn't have time. We had been gone since Wednesday, so I don't know how many people had actually seen it. But yeah, I don't think you should ask people what their favorite part is when it's just been out for a day.
at a big
Thought you were real
3-day
fans.
event.
Yeah, right. But kind of slowly trickle in some favorite parts, and I've watched it since, and it's very cute, and it still has the same heart as the other ones. So I think it was very cool that they had a panel on it. I wish the Jonas Brothers were there, but we saw them later, so you know they've passed the torch and moved on. So that was good.
Nice.
Nice.
We did make
And what were you
it to
saying?
the middle of Percy Jackson.
Yes, you made it to
We
Percy
did.
Jackson, thanks to Michael
But
Vargo.
also, we sat and watched Greeking Out, which was a very cool panel. They
Yeah.
had like concept art that I hadn't seen from Hercules before, so it actually was really cool to sit there and watch Susan and Ron talk to these Greeking Out.
To be fair, Joey did not see this panel.
No,
He was sitting there, but he was not seeing it.
he wasn't watching it at all. And actually, most of were not paying attention to that panel at all, because I did not notice the
I was.
concept art. Yeah.
You were the only one who didn't know what was going on.
I took
I didn't
extensive
know what was
notes
going on,
for
so I was in.
I took extensive notes for every panel, but not this one. I tried to focus, and I was like, I cannot focus right now. So I just took pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amanda texted us and was like, I've written 3 things, guys.
For those of us who saw the Ron Clements panel, though, it was a lot of the same stories, though, because you had her in that one as well. So
I did not clock the
the
concept art. I didn't clock that.
Yeah, there was concept art behind them, and I was like, "That's cool."
I have pictures, Kelly.
Once we were doing the planning stage of this, Greeking Out is a podcast on National Geographic. It's so the father and daughter, they host this show, Greeking Out, and they teach kids basically about Greek mythology and tapping in, like, obviously the Odyssey. Then with Disney, they did a Jackson one, and then they did, the Hercules one, which, the one we used as a ruse, where apparently Courtney is the only one that enjoyed what was found out at this panel.
Courtney was the only one that didn't know what was going on. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to concentrate either.
And when we made it to Percy Jackson, like you said, we got there like after the trailer, which we saw the night before. But just seeing the new cast mixed in with the old cast and the showrunners was really awesome. And so it was really cool. We were kind of like to the side, but right up front. So we got a good view of kind of the side of the stage where we got a good view of the right up there with the Jumbotron. But really excited for season 3.
Yeah. And this is when like Daphne Keene is joining the cast as Artemis, and Ming-Na Wen is joining the cast as Hera, and Audra Day is going to be Athena. So like they said, we have met all the gods and goddesses now. So we have a full cast of characters. No one's going to sneak in, and we're going to see what unfolds.
Yeah, can't wait till this winter or fall. But then moving to Sunday real quick. I know we're kind of up on the clock, but this is our last D23 show of the year. So,
for the year.
Sunday, I believe we joked about this because everybody got an RSVP for the World Builder Leslie Iwerks panel and screening. What would we have and end up with, like 40 people
36.
like able to go if
36.
we wanted? 36.
We
36
had a
rounded
lot
up.
of reservations, but you know what? I think a lot of people, I think Disney really wanted everybody to go to this because there was a lot of empty seats, but there was also a lot of full seats. And this panel was actually super interesting.
It was
I
one of my
loved
favorites.
it. It was, yeah, I really liked listening to the talk before the movie was shown. It was
Yeah.
If they
very
had name
interesting.
dropped everyone who's going to be part of this, I think a lot more people would have shown up.
Yeah, correct.
Absolutely.
Well, but it was so close. I think people didn't go in the morning to try to get to the Legends early. But
That, but also
don't
I
know.
think
We
that
made
they
it to the
realized,
Legends.
oh, we could watch it on Disney Plus, so they weren't going to go to it. But the talk beforehand was what you really wanted to go for, is because
yeah, like what
you
Kevin
had
said,
the
yeah.
heads of all the different spokes of Disney. I
Departments.
mean,
yeah.
Jennifer Lee didn't get to come, and James Cameron didn't get to come, who were profiled in this. But everybody else was there. Bob Iger was in the. I'm not sure if Bob Iger was in the audience, but Josh Tomorrow definitely was in the audience. And then they had Jon Favreau on stage. They had Dave Filoni on stage. They had Jared Bush on stage. They had Pete Docter on stage. And it was just amazing to
Feige.
see. Oh yeah, and Kevin Feige. So all the big heads of all the movie studios, you know, that they
And
get
talking to
see
Leslie
what-
Iwerks.
right. And the main point is that they were to see how the Imagineers take their stories and bring them to life in the park, and what that means to them is basically
Right.
what
And
this
the,
panel
and the
was about.
question that Leslie Iwerks was wondering, because she was looking at a picture of Walt Disney having so much fun in his park that he dreamed up, right? And the question on her mind was, how does Walt feel about seeing something that was just an idea in his imagination come to life? And she's like, I can't ask Walt Disney himself because he's not around anymore to ask, but I can ask all these people right here that have had something go from their imagination to something that's actually tangible in the parks. And that is such an amazing question, and something that we would all want to know, that feeling
Right.
of something that we dreamed about, that is our baby, that we worked so hard on, and that it is real life, walking into Arendelle, walking into Avengers Campus, walking into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and seeing your visions as life size creations. And that's incredible. I mean, I can't speak more highly of this documentary.
Yeah, one of the coolest parts of it, to me, surprisingly, not surprisingly, but was Jared Bush when he mentioned when they were doing Zootopia Land in Shanghai? Is that where it's at?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
Shanghai.
Yeah,
But he
it's
was
in
like asking him,
Shanghai.
like, "Oh, why'd you put this here?" He was asking about the buildings because they gotta, and he's like, there was buildings and stuff that they put in the land that he's like, all right, well now we got to throw that in Zootopia too. So I
It
mean, it's
was
just
the barber shop where the shearing of the
Yeah.
sheep, right? Yeah, and then he put it into Zootopia too, as a sheer Ed Sheeran, and
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it was
And
Did he
Ed
say
even
like a
Sheeran
sweater
was
shop?
was the voice.
Sweater shop?
yeah,
the sweater shop, yeah.
Yeah.
Then of course the Bob Tiger. I mean, just the whole scene stuff with Bob Iger. No, but it was a great contrast of filmmaking to Imagineering, like coming together, which is the big thing we're all fans of. So, and then of course they
Yeah.
showed the full documentary right after. I know we're in the park. You guys kind of took off a little early. I mean, understandable. It was a kind of a crunch time moment, and I
Yeah.
mean, it was close call for us.
It was
Um,
super close. We
but as
walked
of
out of there
recording
and
now, you can watch
literally
it on
walked
Disney
right on a
Plus.
bus. You can watch it on Disney
Oh.
Plus starting today. So
Have you
Yeah.
guys
as
watched
well as
it yet?
Lion.
We haven't had a chance yet, but I definitely want
Okay.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. It's a good sit down. I
It's
know
a good watch.
I know me and Courtney bawled our eyes out at Jennifer Lee and Frozen. So it's gonna get you. It'll hit you in the feels, but it's a really great documentary.
Cool. And yeah, so good. I'm going to call a quick audible, but before we do that, we have one more panel on Sunday that Kelly is really, really excited for, hoping to get into, and she got it. So tell us about the Jonas Brothers podcast.
Yeah, well, when this was announced, I knew it was going to be hard to get into if I didn't get a reservation, and of course, I didn't get a reservation. So, when I came back from the Legends panel, I came back a little earlier than anticipated because I actually drove back with Sarah and Richard instead of taking the shuttle, which was probably the smartest idea that we had because people were lining up for this panel by like 4:45, 5 o'clock, and the panel didn't start till 6:45. And I wasn't even allowed up the escalator unless like I had my whole party was there and no one was joining me. There was no saving seats and saving spots. I got into the standby room, and the standby room, it wasn't full yet, but it was pretty close to being full. And there was lots of people still waiting to get into that room. So very hard to get into. Long story short, I got a wristband. I got in. And their podcast is just so fun. It's just them talking as brothers. It's not anything that's put on. They just talk about whatever they want to talk about. They give unqualified advice about things. They bought somebody a Roomba.
I was just gonna say that I accidentally was scrolling and I came across the girl and she asked him, I don't know what she was talking about or why she was talking about a Roomba, but then all of a sudden Nick was like, no, we're gonna buy you a Roomba, and she was like, the Jonas Brothers are gonna buy me a Roomba, and she got it. She did get it. They ordered it off of Amazon right then and there.
She
they bought it for her.
She had asked them because her and her husband had just moved to LA and bought a new house and didn't have many friends. And I think she had asked him something about what do I need to do or what do I need to have when I have a new house. And Nick said you need to get. I think it was either Kevin or Nick. I think Kevin said you need to get a Roomba. And he said it's the best thing ever. And then I believe Joe and Nick both said at the same time, you know what, we're going to buy you a Roomba. And so they bought, and you know what, they came through. And she made a TikTok and she got the Roomba. So the boys are just funny.
Somebody asked him. Somebody in the comments was like, "You have to update us when they send you the Roomba if it actually happened." And she's like, "Jonas Brothers work fast because it's coming, right?" Or she's like, "I have it right here," or something like that. Because
Amazon.
That's funny. They're good.
New sponsor of D23 2020.
On for sure. Yeah. I'm sure. But, that wasn't the only magic they made happen that night. They called upon a aspiring TV host that would one day want to interview big celebrities like them. They called him up on stage to ask them a couple questions. There was a guy that had a Lorcana card pack for them and said, I'm giving it to you. And Joe said, well, come on up here. Let's open it. And so, they're just really good guys. They're really funny. Their podcast is on Disney Plus right now, live taping that they did. Hey Jonas, you can watch it. So, and they talked about their Disney Channel days, Disney Channel games, what they feel Disney Legend means to them. They're joking that they were going to go and try to get all the free stuff. All the free parking and stuff like that.
Well,
their
Miley
humor
already
is
said you get free parking, so
Yeah. and Kevin talked about the time that he and his wife Danielle stayed at the Dream Suite and was taken into the park at 2 a.m. in the morning and got to ride whatever rides he wanted. Just old memories that they've had for a while, and I was really happy and excited about it. So, yeah, it was a good time.
Well, nice. And there's a lot more smaller panels that we didn't get into, but we did a lot of divide and conquer, like we've said before. So I was actually going to tie in a little bit of the show floor in shopping with this part, but I think it's a good time to take a break, and I'll add it to the entertainment one shortly. So let's hear from one of our friends, Lewis, who's also having a busy week and rest of the month at Sunken City Designs.
Sunken City Designs brings you art. Do you like art? I know I do. How about art based on Disney characters, like Mickey Mouse and the Oyster Thieves? That's actually from Alice in Wonderland, the best princess movie ever made. Also, we have some dwarfs that have their heads ripped off sometimes. Why? I don't know. It's because it's Sunken City Design. So go there, sunkencitydesign.com. Get yourself some great merchandise. You got posters and, I believe, clothes. Who knows? I got a cup from there, and it's fantastic. You like cups? Do you ever use those? I do. Go for it. Oh yeah, sweatshirts. Can't forget about those. If you're ever cold, get yourself a sweatshirt from sunkencitydesign.com. Also, WALL-E. That's the best movie ever made. Second only to Alice in Wonderland. All right, if you also like Walt's Apartment, they have merch for that too. Where? sunkencitydesign.com. Hopefully you've already loaded up that site and you're looking at it and you have some items in your cart. Go ahead and check out as soon as you can because the show's about to come back on. All right, everybody, we appreciate you.
Yes, we appreciate our boy Lou and his awesome one-man show going on right now out in sticks out there in the desert. I'm sorry,
Yucca Valley.
Yucca Valley.
Yucca Valley.
But
AKA the sticks.
Yeah, exactly. Support him, support his art, and even if you can't make it out there, be sure to check out Sunken City Designs. Grab your merch. I believe we're going to have some Diz Insider merch added there sometime soon, so check it out. But let's talk a little bit about. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat right now, but a little bit delayed. But let's talk a little bit about the show floor and kind of add. I don't know if you guys want to talk about some of your favorite areas, or should we just get to the shopping? Because I know that was a heavy ticketed item for everybody here. So I'll let Courtney decide where she wants to start with. We can blend it.
We can talk shopping first.
What's your favorite?
Most of us have the same favorite thing of the show floor. But so my number one store that I wanted to go into was the company store, the Walt Disney Company store, because that's where they had this baseball tee. And that's where they had the Loungefly that I wanted, and that's where they had the lug bag that I wanted, the Walt's Office ears, and the Walt's Office collection. So my number one thing was to get a low number for the Walt Disney Company store, and I did get that number. It wasn't as low as I wanted it the first day. It was like 16, but they were only taking 1 through 10, so I couldn't get into the virtual queue line the first day. I had to wait to be called, even though it was like 2 away. It was like 2 away.
We should talk a little bit about the shopping virtual queues and the lines.
Yeah, so at 6 a.m. you had to be ready to join that virtual queue, and then if you got a low numbers like 1 through 10, some of the shops it was like 1 through 14. Some of the pin shops were like not even that high. It was like 1 through 5. Then you had to that's when you could go into the virtual the lines for the to go directly to the shop. Otherwise, if you did not have any of those numbers, you had to go to the show floor. So the problem with that was that they were sending the show floor one way, and then the virtual queue low numbers another way, a different way. And unfortunately, the show floor room eventually caught up to the other entrance. There was like 2 entrances that you could enter the convention center through the security lines to get into the show floor line. And there was one place where they had a cast member kind of trying to say, this is not a line you need to like circle back, like kind of go into a switchback. But then there wasn't one on the other way or like down further to say, hey, no, you have to go back the other way. So then like a bunch of us like kept walking, and then we realized, oh, this is not where the line is going, and we totally lost our place in line. And then there was no one to tell us, or no one to help
Sound
us
effect.
to get back in line where we were, because like they weren't really keeping tabs on like where you were in the line. So when we went up to the cast member, I was like, where did the line go? And she was like, well, this is the line, and it's just getting longer, going the opposite direction of where we just came from. And I was like, no, we were already in line. Like the line disappeared on us, and now a bunch of us are just lost our spot in line.
We were at that
And they were
spot
like,
20
oh,
minutes
I'm
ago.
so sorry. Yeah, I was like, they were just like, I'm so sorry. There's nothing we can do. And I was just like, are you kidding me? Like I literally had to go back all the way to where the virtual queues went one way and the show floor went another way. And it's already as long going past the virtual queue line. And I was like, oh, I was ahead of all of these people. Like, this makes no sense to me. So that was a little bit of a like
Yeah, that
issue
was
that
the
I
first
had.
day, and yes, it did get fixed the next 2 days. I didn't see that happen the next 2 days. So, like we said, be ready to pivot and be ready for things to change because it always
Yeah,
does.
luckily over 2 days we got lower numbers, so we were able just to go into the virtual queue line. Not
Thank
look
you
at,
to our goats of virtual queue, Amanda and Kevin. They are amazing at those virtual queues.
Yes.
Yeah, I had virtual queue every single day thanks to the teamwork here. So I never actually dealt with the other line. I entered through the Hall C doors
Yeah.
to Avatar all 3 days, which I don't know if
Yes.
anyone else can say that in the entire convention hall, but yeah, it was
Probably
wild.
not.
So
That's pretty incredible.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but because of that, we were able to do all the shopping. We're not big pin people, so we weren't like in all that pin chaos. I have heard about the pin chaos. We were not in that. Like the reason
We
why
did
I did
we
find
did
out.
get Lorcana. We did get Lorcana.
Yeah, you did get Larcana. I did find out why they were giving you such a hard time with the virtual with the barcode on Sunday. It's because on Saturday all the pin people were abusing it.
Shit ass.
So they were like
Ooh, bad Disney
screenshotting
karma.
it. Yeah, they were screenshotting it and sending it to their
oh no,
friends. They were
don't do that on a
airdropping it.
podcast.
They were
There's
had
people
it
driving.
already open. Yeah,
Sorry.
it was bad. Like it was really
Monster.
bad.
Oh,
It was
got it.
um
Yeah, because Kevin had
so
already pushed for the view barcode entry, and he was giving us a hard time because he wanted to see the other screen, but we had already
he
went
wanted you
past
to
that
bring it up in
screen.
front of him. Probably
Yeah.
because they told the people for the pin stores, you need to physically see them open it up because people are sharing queues. Like, not like how we were. We were doing it completely right. You were able to
We
take
were the
one
guest.
person
We were the guest.
in,
Yeah.
but like people were like airdropping these queues. So like, because somebody said that like based on the number of limited edition pins, there was like maybe 400 of some of these. Like take the princess in the ball gowns, which was a really big one. Apparently, there's only 400 limited edition. So if you were in groups 1 through 15, that's 30 people in line. But then all those 30 people have, or that's 15 people in line, but there's 30, but everybody has a +1. So that's 30 people in line. And then somebody found out that there's only 20 people per group. So then times that by 20, then you have your 300. So now you only have 100 left for that 16th group. So the groups under 20 should have been able to purchase those, but because people were screen sharing QR codes, people were able to buy more than the amount allotted. And then also I heard some weird things about people bringing like kids with them and using them as a third person to buy more pins, even though they're a little kid and they don't have money, but they still counted as a person to buy pins. So that's where it affected the other lines that Sunday, where they were just checking to make sure that you actually had that barcode.
I did see the people pull down the refreshing.
Making sure it wasn't
a
screenshot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But cool.
I don't know how
they
you
won,
fix
though,
that.
who were doing
And
that.
I'm sorry. I love most people in the pin community, but there are some bad eggs. And even people in the pin community are saying that it's mostly about, ever since that stupid pin app came out where you can scan a pin to see how much it's worth, they're like, it's not worth trading with people anymore because they won't trade for, just the joy of like letting people have something that they really wanted in their collection. It's for the value of the pin now. It's all about the money.
We're not pin
it's like
people.
they were kind of too, but but back to what you got shopping. Was there anything else that you really liked, or?
Sorry, had to go on a side rant. But I got stuff from Mickey's of Glendale. I got stuff from the Walt Disney Company store. Got ears galore. I got the bags I wanted. I even got some shirts that I wasn't expecting to get that I really wanted from Imagineering, which always kind of happens.
Especially with that.
Those are the two
drop.
main stores I always, the ones that I always shop at. I did end up getting the Muppets art print at the D23 Marketplace. It's the Muppets in front of the castle. So we have that one. But yeah, I got a little bit of things everywhere. Yeah.
She got the Ahsoka dress that Ashley Eckstein was wearing on stage when.
Yeah. I had to get the dress that she was wearing when he proposed to me. So I have that dress.
What about you, Kelly? Was there some of your favorite go-tos, and did you get what you
I got the Imagineering shirts that I wanted from Mickey's of Glendale. I got those the first day. I think my favorite thing that I got was the Honda Center merch. The Legends Entertainment and Parks panel shirt that I got, and that got in our group. But yeah, I really love that. I love the Spirit jersey that I got with Ariel and Vanessa for the Disney Rivals. I got the Camp Rock Spirit jersey, but I didn't stand in that line for it. I got it online, had it shipped to my house. But yeah, shopping was really fun. And because we got it done early, because of all the virtual queues, we all got to do our panels and our show floor experiences, which was really nice. So
nice.
I like my Rogue and Gambit statues. I love those. Yeah.
Courtney got lots of stuff.
Yes. What about you, Amanda?
What'd you get?
Well, I didn't really have a whole lot on my must-have list. The amazing spreadsheet that Kelly put together, we added a tab for shopping, which is totally a hack for anybody doing D23. Get together with your group, make your shopping list. That way you have your one person going to the shop and can get everything, like we did for the Honda Center, which thank you very much, Courtney, for getting our shirts. So that way we didn't have to when we got there. It
was very nice not standing in that line.
Yeah. Yes. Every time we walked past the merch, I was like, we don't have to go in that. That's fantastic. But there's two things that really stood out. One was the white and blue tote bag that I got from Mickey's of Glendale. They had two sizes, and I was really debating on which size to get. But I got the bigger one because it has room for more patches, and that's exciting. But the one thing that takes the cake of merch that we got for me was actually not for us. It was for Joey and Courtney, which was the Donald and Daisy pin with the popcorn because
thank you.
we scoured the parks, and a pin with Donald and Daisy together doesn't really exist, especially right now in the parks. And so to find one at the Disney Hollywood store, we lost it. We were just, everyone thought we were crazy.
And you weren't even planning on going in that store, really.
No, it was just a, hey, we haven't been in here yet. The line's relatively short. Let's go. And we did it. And yeah, so glad because we even got a couple of shirts. We got some things. But yeah, my mom found it and she was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. It was a must throw in the bag.
Perfect. It was perfect.
It was perfect. It's gonna go in the shadow box with all the rest of the engagement.
And especially with the popcorn. If you know me, it's all about the popcorn. And one thing you bought that actually answered a big question we all had, the water bottle with the magnet.
Oh,
so
yes. So, we needed that.
Yes, we did.
Actually came in use when we were recording.
So I saw the picture on the Disney Parks blog, and I was like, oh, do we really need another tumbler? And the answer is always yes. But it's one of those things of the magnet was really strong, which I liked. They had two different designs, one with the purple D23 with this year's design, and then another one that was white that had the castle and it said Disney on it. I liked both, but it's got to be the D23 one. So we got that one. Mm-hmm. And I actually took the display and just like walked around with it. I didn't realize that was the display until I was like halfway through that store. I was like,
until I handed you the box.
Grab a box. I should probably grab a box and not check this. Sorry, people, but yeah. But that store, the Walt Disney Company store, was so congested. The layout of that store was not ideal. And so I got claustrophobic pretty quickly in that store, especially because by the time we got in the shop, we had like 3 minutes before we had to get out. So and move on to the next thing. So that was a whirlwind. So I hope next time that they lay that store out a little differently.
There was also a lot of stuff in there and a lot of different collections. So people just didn't know how to navigate that.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea that they were bringing the actual like Disney Channel and Touchstone collection to D23 because I actually saw that when we went to the Alice in Wonderland thing on the studio lot, and we got the Disney Channel shirt and I got Joey the Touchstone shirt. But I thought that was just I didn't even think that they were going to bring them the D23.
I contemplated that jean jacket that had all the patches on it. I loved that jean jacket, but it was so expensive.
Yeah.
What about you, Kev? What did you get?
I went into it with just 3 things I wanted. 2 shirts over at Mickey's of Glendale. So I got that virtual queue on day 1. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. I'm going to go there right away. I got them. And then right after I checked out, I beelined it straight over to Books and Brews because I wanted to get Joe Rohde's book because it was there before it came out, because it comes out next month. And I wanted to get it signed. So I'm like, I need to get that book to be able to get it signed. So I went over there and they had a shelf that had probably at least 30 copies still on the shelf. I'm like, okay, not a big deal. I got it because it was a weird setup where he had get the book and then he had to walk over to this line to actually buy it. The line was getting longer. So I'm like, okay, let me get it right now. So I stood in the line exploded behind me and that shelf of books disappeared while I was holding 2 copies because there was no sign saying you couldn't buy 2 copies because Amanda's mom wanted one also. So I'm like, well, they're not with me, but I'm going to try to get both of them. It wasn't until I got to the register. They're like, oh, I'm sorry. It's only 1 per customer. I'm like, that makes sense. That's a great rule to have. But you did not say
Signs,
that.
Please.
And it's a big book.
Signs, right.
I'm like, all right.
You're I respect I've been holding on to these for so long.
It's I swear she's in the building. It's not like it's for someone. It's not like I'm buying one to flip. I understand that people do that.
Yeah.
But it's fine. So I got my copy and I got it signed the next day. Like I said, I was able to meet him and thank him. But yeah, so it was just both of those were it was both buying the book and then getting the signature. I know kind of skipping ahead with that one. It was get into the virtual queue, get to the shop, and then beeline it to that next thing I want to do that you can't get a virtual queue for. And those were my two
Okay.
first 2 mornings there, and it worked out. So I was able to accomplish my goals, and yeah.
Well, it worked out, and
Nice.
if you had gone to the show floor line, you wouldn't have even made it onto the show floor in time to get those
Yeah.
30 books of Joe
Which-
Rogan.
Exactly.
So.
On Sunday, we got a virtual queue for Yinsid. We had no intention of buying anything, but it was a store that we hadn't been to yet, and I really wanted to see the collection in person, and see what everything was all about. We got to that virtual queue line. We were a pretty low number, but that's what we were banking on. And
Yes.
so we got in. As soon as 9 o'clock hit, half the line disappeared. They were just
They did not go
using
into
it
the
to
shop
get
at
on
all.
the floor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Never went to.
But again, that was a solid hack. Let's be honest here, because
I mean, it was
Yeah.
a strategy.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
at
the
least
Insid shop was
went
really
into the
small.
shops. We went into
Yeah,
the
we
shop.
went into the
Yes.
shops, exactly. The
Yes,
problem
we
with
did.
Insid is like A, it was really small, and B, everything was really expensive, and C, like stuff didn't have a big appeal to many people. Like I love like the
Yeah.
keychain they had with that from the line from the Haunted Mansion, but $40 for a keychain is outside my price range for a keychain. So it's just
Yeah.
one of those
Right.
things where I think a lot of people had
Yeah.
that in their heads, like I don't need that, so that's why the virtual queue became an easy. I think that was actually
Yeah.
Saturday,
Fast
not
pass.
Sunday, but
Oh, was it
yeah,
Saturday?
it
I
was-
liked the top.
yeah.
I liked the shirt that had all of the names of the parts
The
Yeah.
part.
in order.
Yeah.
But
It was just the cities they were from, right?
it was just the cities or
It had
I think they
this
had
big-
Anaheim, Orlando, Tokyo.
Right.
exactly.
It had all
and then
those.
it had that on one side, and then the other side had the coordinates.
right. And
Yeah,
then
coordinates.
that was really cool, but it seemed really oversized. And
Yeah.
again, really expensive, kind of out of my price
Yeah.
range too. So
$70 for a weirdly cut T-shirt isn't really what I'm.
Well,
into,
it's because
Yeah,
it's a UV shirt, so they had people.
and they got
Yeah.
some people with that. I heard some people being like, "Oh, it's UV, so it's gonna be cool or whatever." And that's great. But yeah, not my style. And if whoever's style it was a great line.
all more
But
powered. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, there's
saw a
something
few
for
guys-
everyone.
I saw a few guys wearing something. I think when we got up, like past the CVS after we got dropped off, I'm like, it still doesn't look good. But they look kind of like Jersey Shore-ish. So I don't know.
You know,
There's a certain body
Not for
type
everyone.
that works out with it.
yeah. But my number one thing that I wanted, and Courtney was able to get it for me, was the Walt's Office Roosevelt shirt, which is beautiful. The whole line, everything was amazing. And then kind of going back again, now it's a sentimental because that was the engagement shirt, even though the shirt I had underneath.
I know. I'm
longer.
so happy I got that on
Uh,
the first day.
Oh yeah.
Fine.
So, but I love the green. I love the 3H, the Mickey, then Walt's Office. It's a great shirt because I never made it into Roosevelt's. We were close, but no cigar. A little story with the fast pass that they had. Don't really want to get into it. Don't need to get into it, but it was annoying. But I did get. I mean, even with that collection, the Walt's Office was my number one go-to. So I'm glad that Courtney was able to grab that for me. And then another thing I did get that I really wanted was at the Disney Music booth, which definitely upped their game from the last two expos, in my opinion. This was always my favorite area. So, but I didn't realize that if I wanted to buy something, I could have just walked right into the store and gave them my money. But I waited in this 40-minute long line just to spin a wheel to win a little tiny canvas bag. But it was nice, it's an experience. But I did get my Epcot vinyl, the 2 LP vinyl, with everything from the beginning to now, from like Cosmic Rewind and Ratatouille. Even has a special track of Walt talking about Epcot. So I can't wait to get that. I did get the Beauty and the Beast Broadway, first time it's ever been on LP. I've had the CD since I saw it when I lived in Portland. Listened to the hell out of the CD, so it was cool to get this one. But knowing what was going to happen this day and that she was going to be a Disney legend, I did fork up the extra money for the autographed Susan Egan copy. So it just sentimental and all that thing. Then they sold me on the Phantasmic one, so I got that one as well. which is the original Disneyland version of Fantasmic, plus a suite on it. So, but everything we heard that they're doing free shipping, but everything was completely pre-order or online order. They had nothing in stock, which I wanted to carry something out, but I get it. Boxes of albums are heavy, so it's actually pretty smart. And most of the albums will be sent out by the end of September. So a lot of the stuff that will be available too. So I'll probably get that Figment one later, but I got that. Then when I got Courtney the Rogue and Gambit, my eye caught a Darth Vader, so I grabbed that one for myself too. So a lot of good stuff. And then I think I'm sure we all have the same favorite panel experience, so I won't say it because I know at least one of the four of you will, but I think we're all thinking it. So I will go. The second best was the Lucasfilm Pavilion, in my opinion. The whole square that they had a lot going on, and especially seeing the season 2 Ahsoka costumes up close and personal was super awesome, and the concept art, like the Clone Wars nerd, it's like, oh, all this, they're actually doing this. Holy crap! So very cool. But what were your guys' favorite show floor experience?
Imagineering. Of course.
Besides
It's Horizons.
Horizons.
It's Horizons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually didn't get
Yeah.
a chance to go back to Horizons on Sunday, and I didn't spend too much time in there on Saturday or Friday. So talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't spend as much time in it as either, because I walked in the first part of it, and then my virtual queue for Mickey's of Glendale happened, so I had to book it out of there. And I took a friend of mine, but Kevin and my mom stayed, and so I was able to go back Sunday, but pretty much run through it. So I didn't get to spend as much time in there as I would have liked, but that's okay. We still had
That's
a fabulous time, and like we mentioned, you never know who you are standing next to and who you're going to walk by. And Kevin and I were roaming around in there, and we stopped and went, is that Tim Delaney? That's
We walked
Tim.
right past him. And then we
Yeah.
realized we stopped in our tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kevin, remind the folks, who is Tim Delaney?
I know he's like one of those people that most people don't know who he is, but he's an Imagineer who did a lot of early concept art and actually just park art for California Adventure when it first opened. But he's been working for the Disney company long before that. He's done a lot of concept art for other projects. But for Amanda and me, that's where we met. Like, if you know our story, you know that California is really important to the two of us. So our house actually has a lot of Tim Delaney art on the walls, especially on the bottom floor if you walk into our house. So when we actually saw him at the DCA D23 thing that they did over at the Design Hotel a few months ago. So we knew his face really well because of that event, and we knew what he looked like. We knew what he looks like today. You know, it wasn't like we just like know who he is off the top of our heads before that. Especially he's aged a bit since 2001 from the early photos that you can find of him. So when we walked past him, when we stopped, we're like, wait a second. It's like, that's Tim Delaney just standing there. He was just standing there, like, no one talking to him. So
With
we
his
went
wife,
back
he was
and
just hanging out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Of course,
Wow.
as soon as we went to talk to him, like 2 guys walked right in front of us and started like asking for his autograph. I'm like, guys, come on,
of
TikTok.
course.
But then we talked to him and he was so kind. He let us take photos and we thanked him and we told him like,
Aw.
how we met, like all of his work he put into it. Like, we appreciate it. So yeah, so it was amazing to see that.
Nice.
But yeah, but that pavilion in general, for anyone who's never been to D23, anyone listening who like doesn't know how that works, I think we talked about it in the previous shows, but it is just mind blowing to me when you were there and you see these things that they're working on, and there's just like a person standing there next to it with like their Disney Imagineering name tag, and you can ask them like, so what was your involvement with this project? And they will excitedly tell you like, oh, I have this title and I worked on like these different things. A lot of things like, if you try to like dig into it, they're like, oh, I can't tell you more about that. That you have to wait for.
Hey.
But it's really cool that you're there among the people who are making the magic. These are not just like, employees, like security people around these like amazing works of models and art and stuff that's in this pavilion, they're the people who actually worked on these attractions or the coming attractions. And yeah, even over when you walked into this pavilion, you had some choices to make. It was kind of like a hub and spoke design because it's Disney. That makes sense. But over to the right, there was like these two concept kind of pieces for Star Wars, where it's not clear if they're ever going to make it into the parks at all. And yeah, it was just amazing to be able to like see them what they were doing, where they're just like these really advanced animatronics. One with the Anzellans that talk to you. I mean, I didn't have a whole conversation with them, but they were very chatty. They were fun. And then I can't remember the name of the like from the Grogu
The
Mandalorian
Martin
Grogu.
Scorsese character.
Yeah, there you go. Like
Oh,
the
Hugo.
little like
Yeah.
the food truck.
Hugo.
Kind of,
His name is Hugo.
Yeah,
Hugo.
Hugo.
There you go.
like the animatronics in both those were just fantastic to watch. Seeing them happen, like you could get so close to them too, that it was just kind of mind blowing.
I
Yeah,
actually
those
could
are
not
Angelians.
anywhere near them because when I walked in to the Imagineering Pavilion, it was all closed and shut off because Jon Favreau was in there.
That jerk. Why would he do that? No, again, that's the amazing thing about D23 is like you'll walk into a room, all of a sudden it's like, oh hey, look, there's a big celebrity in this room, and sometimes
Well,
you can
I think
actually
I
just walk
talked
right by
about
them too.
yeah, I think I talked about the fact that 2 years ago I walked the Imagineering Pavilion with Kevin Feige in it with him,
Yeah.
and then this year I got shut out of the Star Wars part because of Jon Favreau. So you never know who you're gonna meet or who you're gonna see or whatever you're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also
Yeah,
in that room
My
though,
actually favorite part was there was a whole Coco area for the Coco ride, and what they're doing with this is they had everybody write their favorite park memory, Disneyland park memory, and they're gonna put it at the base of a tree. They're actually gonna like shred them and put them as mulch in the tree. I think is what it was they were saying or something like that.
Yeah, I couldn't
It's
get
gonna be a
anywhere
part of the
near that
area.
either.
Yeah,
I didn't write mine
it's gonna be
either.
and
wrote mine.
but I did not put my favorite Disneyland memory. I put my engagement, so that'll be there.
Oh,
That's close
It's
enough.
park adjacent.
Yeah,
It's close
horseshoes.
enough.
Yeah.
close enough.
They
Yeah, I couldn't get
said
anywhere near
park
there when I came.
I know,
Yeah, I was
but
gonna
when
say,
I
over-
started writing, I was like, I'm not going to change it now, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's parks adjacent. I
Yeah,
can
over
read,
in
I
that Star
swear.
Wars area where you all that concept stuff, on the right there was like the stack of like 7 big monitors, and they were just kind of there
Mhm.
showing off scenes from like the Smuggler's Run ride. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And there was this like lady standing next to it, and I started talking to her, and she was like, oh yeah, I'm like one of the lead engineers on Smuggler's Run, and this is actually my setup from work. We just brought it straight over. Like
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
how
my
I
Oh my
work
desk.
with
God.
the 7
Oh wow.
Yeah.
yeah, with these 7 screens, like just like all together showing scenes from the ride. So yeah, that's how we put it together. So I worked on rendering and like all kinds of stuff. I'm like a lot of stuff like I'm like, that's a lot of
Yeah.
information. You could tell math really good, but it was just
Yeah.
amazing to see.
Yeah.
Like this is so it's pretty much my workstation right here. You're seeing how I work with all these monitors at once to get this into what you ended up getting in the park. I'm like,
Wow.
I appreciate you. I like this.
I saw those screens, but I didn't clock that it was Smuggler's Run, so that was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it showed some of the layout of going through different scenes and how your ride vehicle could go through specific scenes. So it would track, like if you turned left, it would bank left and all of that. But I had asked her what is a scene that she specifically worked on, and she said the hyper jump. So that
Oh.
sequence where you are, jolting back and then you go somewhere, she worked on that sequence. I was like, well,
Nice.
that's cool. That's something that all of
Yeah.
us experience every time we're on that ride. And here I am talking to one of the Imagineers who made that happen. So
That's
just
amazing.
it's a real experience all the way around.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, we were talking to the guy that did the model for Piston Peak, and a really cool guy. He worked on this model for over a year, and I know I'm going to be in the minority, but this whole land looks amazing, and I didn't realize exactly how big it was going to be. I know a lot of people are mad about Tom Sawyer's Island loss and even the Rivers of America, but this thing is like Courtney mentioned, it's going all the way to from the Tangled bathrooms to Big Thunder Mountain, and I mean, it
Yeah, I
looks
told him, I was
insane.
like, I didn't realize it was going all the way to the Tangled bathrooms. He's like, I know, right?
When I walked in and saw that model, I was like, that is the biggest model I've ever seen in this pavilion.
Yes,
and that includes Galaxy's
since
Edge.
Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But Galaxy's Edge, I think it was even smaller. I don't know. It was so huge looking at it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is going to be such a cool development. And yeah, I know like people are pissed about things, but if this creates a place where people want to go to over and over and over and is a people sucker, like a people eater instead of Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America that is not a people eater, then Magic Kingdom is going to be in a better position to hold more people in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, definitely.
It
I like
does
the way
make
that they
sense.
updated it.
So
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I like how they updated it on the last day because they actually introduced something on the Saturday night panel where they talked about how they were gonna have a ride in there and they were explaining like the story behind it with kind of the Cars 3 characters, I guess that bus and the Destruction Derby, and that wasn't in that display on the previous 2 days because that hadn't been announced.
Oh,
So
okay.
the fact that they're ready to pivot out a whole section of this huge display for the last day was a fun surprise.
Wow.
That is
Nice.
cool.
Nice.
yeah, I asked the guy, is that going to be like the Mater Junkyard Jamboree? He's like, kind of, but it's closer to the one in Paris or another park where it's a little bit different, but kind of the same, but a little bit different.
It's kind of. It sounds like it's like the Ladybug Boogie that used to be over inside of the Bugs Land.
Bugs Land.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bug's Life. Okay.
Yeah.
Like if you remember that one, where they kind of like switch tracks.
Fun fact: I never went on one ride in Bug's Life. I maybe did Flix Flyers once. That was it.
Wow.
Oh, how sad.
You never even watched. That was a fun one to watch. The Francis Ladybug Boogie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like a big
I
version
may have
of
gone
that.
on the Choo Choo Train once, but that was about it. I think those two.
The only thing I remember is the movie. It's tough to be a bug thing.
Oh, the tough to be.
Oh, you mean the 3D movie?
Yeah.
From before the land even existed, that was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I love that they have the models out because I mean I've said it on the show, like what are we doing with cars in Frontierland? That makes no sense. But seeing the model, even though I was only able to see it for a brief moment, as always, trust the Imagineers. They know what they're doing. And this just showed the scale of it. It's going to be gorgeous. It reminded me of Grizzly Peak with the water and the nature and all of that. So it's going to be gorgeous with the Cars theme thrown in there. And I know when you're in that land, you're not even going to realize that Frontierland's on the other side. So I get it. I totally understand what, to Kelly's point, the reasoning behind it. But just getting to see the details, and anytime you see a model, I always think of Walt and his love of miniatures, and it just brings it full circle.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, like I said, I knew that was everybody's favorite one, and it always is. It's always amazing. Before we take a break, though, I think we don't have to talk going back to Friday entertainment, but I guess any favorite moments, not necessarily announcements, but like a performance or an announcement or something that who showed up that you guys had at the entertainment. And I know you know based on the notes, I know you guys weren't there, but
at the entertainment, like
Yeah, I kind of jumping before, so I don't get all the breaks out of whack.
So you want the best performance, or who showed up to like introduce what?
Just the part that really got you the most excited, the most optimistic, the most emotional. What I mean, anything. So, and there's a lot of announcements in the way they did it, but I figure we'll just kind of what stuck out to you the most, or you'll go home always remembering that this particular moment or announcement or whatever.
Oswald. I was in tears. I was in absolute tears, and then The Greatest Showman. That performance was just breathtaking at that panel. If that's what you mean, like at the entertainment one.
Just your favorite parts of the panel, but
yeah.
So,
I think
two, yeah.
For me, it wasn't an announcement, but the Lin-Manuel Miranda tribute mashup song.
So we're talking about entertainment or legends?
Entertainment.
Are you just going anywhere?
Just
entertainment.
Okay. Oh, I thought we were talking about all entertainment. Sorry. Carry on.
Yeah. Skipping ahead.
I'm sorry.
Well, Greatest Showman was at the entertainment panel on Friday night. They actually performed. So.
Right.
I actually haven't seen that online at all, the Greatest Showman stuff, and I haven't seen the Oswald stuff either online. So I don't know if people weren't allowed to film that or people just got too overwhelmed. But I saw the Camp Rock kids perform. That was really cool.
There you go.
Yeah. How about you, Kevin?
I try not to film the. Okay.
Yeah. They tell you guys not to. I assume that's what happened, right?
Well, they put up a notice saying don't film the teasers, like the trailers, but like you could film the people coming out, you could film the title card, you could film the performances. I mean, Dancing with the Stars opened the show.
I did see that as well.
Yeah, and then Greatest Showman did a performance, and then Camp Rock did a performance for sure.
But I haven't seen that Greatest Showman performance anywhere.
As far as the movies go, was Clay the only thing really announced during the event? Was everything else already known about, or am I wrong about that?
Clay and Ghost.
Ghost Market.
Ghost Market.
Well, they had a former name, so we knew that existed. Oh no, Ghost Market was announced like last year. Now
was it? I don't remember.
And that was Pixar.
Yeah, like that. Like, you look up like people talking about like a year ago that was like a thing that we knew.
And then they tried to make Zootopia 3 a big announcement, but we kind of all saw that coming. So.
Yeah, it was very kind of no kidding.
Right. I mean, it's not going to make $1 billion and have a feather. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. But the Oswald was definitely the highlight for me. I'm surprised I haven't showed much, but even like I mentioned the what we got, these augmented reality cards that completely 2D hand-drawn animated Oswald and just him in the Walt's office. But the Ahsoka season 2 trailer was amazing. You can watch that online right now too. So some of my favorite, but definitely the Oswald, just the feels, the excitement, and the fact that it's so heavily filmed at Disneyland. I'm really curious where they're going to go with this, because we found out exactly how much of a passion project this has been for Jon Favreau over the last 10 years. So, So before we get to, is there anything else that stood out? Before, I don't want to cut anybody off if they had any other.
No, I
did want to do a quick, a real-time fact check though. I was wrong about that model being updated. Apparently, it had the bus from day one. I just didn't realize it. Found like a photo as I was going through here. Like, wait, that's for Friday. So it was just
nice.
Yeah.
Just nobody was looking for it.
Exactly.
Well,
I noticed it really good on Sunday.
it stood out even more after the parks panel. And before we get to the parks panel, let's hear from our good friends. We're in the park.
Hey fam, what are you doing?
Well, we are doing We're in the Park.
Do you guys know We're in the Park? Because we do.
We do.
So how you play this is that they give you a deck of cards with an image on it, and you get to look around and see where in the park that is.
And they're fun. So if you like to find stuff, this is what you need to do.
The amazing game. We're in the park right here.
If you're a seasoned Disney park goers, as we are, it's a fun, challenge even for the hardcore Disney parks fan.
We have played the Where in the Park games that we felt like, we got
still
this
a challenge.
Oh no, yeah, still a challenge, a fun challenge though, not an impossible challenge.
Check
Yeah,
them
really
out.
they get really close to details, and you're like, I have never even seen that. I don't even know.
Where in the park have I seen that?
The great thing about these is that they're not in attractions and they're out in the open places. It's meant for families to play.
Besides people who've been there a lot, it's fun for people that are new to the parks as well, because you catch some of those details that you would probably miss when you're first going.
So there's images that you are finding on one side of the card, and then the other has the hint and the answer that you can reveal if you choose to.
Before it was just the hint and the answer, but now if you really want the land,
It'll tell you
they'll
where.
give you the land for an extra hint. You guys can take as long as you wish without the hint.
Yeah.
Without the hint, it's hard.
But that's what makes it fun.
But they do not just do Disney parks, obviously. What other parks do you guys actually cover?
Universal and all that good stuff.
East Coast, West Coast, and they're continuing to expand even more after that.
Check them out, we'reinthepark.com, if you need to get some game packs. They are so much fun.
We appreciate We're in the Park.
They're awesome.
We love
Kevin and
that.
Amanda.
Get you some We're in the Park today.
Hell yeah.
Use promo code WaltzAPT Podcast to save 10% at weareinthepark.com.
And we're back. Joey's not yet back yet. There he is.
There he is.
It was really close.
So, yes, check out weareinthepark.com. Use that promo code. And yeah, we're going to be having our We're in the Park podcast. We're coming back. We were on a little bit of a hiatus, but we're going to be coming back with some new episodes about all kinds of things. We're going to do a Park Press episode about what we've been up to, of course, but we got more windows on Main Street and a new window at that with Bob Iger's window. So be doing a mention on that upcoming episode. I'm also working on the Avatar episode about the Navi River journey, which I'm bummed that I didn't get to go into the Avatar Pavilion on the show floor, but that's okay. And we're continuing along the World Showcase. And yeah, so lots of
Italy next. Italy, because you just did
yeah.
Germany.
Yes.
So is it Italy?
Italy is next. Making our way around. So, yeah, it's a lot of things are coming down the pike, but we've recently switched. So we were doing weekly, and it just became too much. We do too much in depth. So we are just when we can, do it justice.
We release them.
Exactly. So.
That's all that we can ask for, honestly. The only way to do it is if you're doing news. Otherwise, if you're just doing in-depth research, don't try and do it a week. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, we tried a few times and it is hard. So
very hard.
Yeah.
And your schedules and all of our schedules are crazy. So
exactly.
Yeah.
But
did anybody else have any show floor experiences before we get into the parks panel since Joey's not back?
Oh yeah, I did want to mention that the Heinz panel or the pavilion thing was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I know
how did
Kelly
that
was
go for
very
you
much
guys?
against it, but no, it was a lot of fun. They had fun like photo setups and stuff, and they gave you a ferry of different flavors. They said they gave you a little like a business card with a QR code on it. They said scan that and you can vote for your favorite of these 4 flavors, and whichever one wins will end up in the parks. In what capacity, I don't know. but that's apparently the game that they were playing there. So after
So
you got
did
your
you
boat,
try them? Did you try the
we
sauces
we
yet?
brought them home and we have tried them. I personally voted for they had like an orange one. I can't even remember the name. They all had fun names.
There's the
But it was
Orange Mojo.
Yeah, the orange mojo
Orange
was definitely my
Mojo.
favorite of the 4 flavors. None of them were
With
bad
like a
though.
sweet
I
and
mean,
sour sauce or like
yeah, it was like a sweet
how?
and sour,
I'm not
exactly.
sure.
That's how it felt.
Okay.
Like the mustard was kind of intense because they had horseradish in it. So
Oh,
as far as if you
okay.
didn't read the ingredients and just went straight forward, it was kind of a
I
weird
did.
surprise. Exactly.
I would have been
And then
very mad because my mouth would have been on fire with the horseradish.
oh yeah. Yeah, 100%.
You got to design your own little marquee there to take a photo.
And then LED bottle of
very cool
sauce.
Of course, they have like a bunch of sauces right there, and then you got a cute little "It's a Flavorful World" pin. And Kevin got to experiment with the freestyle machine, but for sauces, and mix jalapeno, ranch, and roasted garlic. So
They didn't have Beverly, did they?
They did not have Beverly.
May as well, because they didn't give me anything to really eat it with. So
yeah,
I was gonna say you drank it. What's that?
I took a sip. I did not finish it.
I did
was
watch
like, all right,
somebody's
this doesn't
vlog
taste
and they
right.
were like, oh no, it was the Dapper Danielle. And she was like, I'm going to make the most disgusting combination. And then they I was like, I didn't think it was going to be real sauce, but then it was real sauce. And I was like, why did you do that? Ew. And even they were like, they tasted it and they were like, why did we do this? No.
They had some
They should
choices
have had
that
it.
actually go wrong, for sure.
They should have handed everybody like a chicken nugget or something just to dip in.
Right. They were selling hot dogs right there, so I think they were just trying to get you to buy that, but it was early and we didn't.
I wish that they had like some chicken strips or some some chicken nuggets or something
Or
that you
French
could-
fries.
At the very least.
Fries would have been great,
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh well.
But
Good
no,
idea. They were
we
selling
tried
fries
them.
down the way, but
We voted and so we got the QR code on the card and we made pretzels at home, so we did the test with the little pretzel bites and we chose our favorite, and then it asked you what other flavors would you like to see next, and it was just a text box. So who knows what flavors will come out next.
Well, I know Kevin was very excited about that booth, so very
Yes,
good.
and we waited in line.
Well, I'm glad you got to go.
I liked it more than I thought it was going to, so
There you go. There you go.
Well, we only got there because on Sunday we beelined it to Horizons for the Imagineering Pavilion. They purposefully, I'm saying it purposefully, didn't open at Rope Drop. They said, oh, there's a delay for 30 minutes, whatever. So we're like, fine, we're gonna Rope Drop Hines. And we stood in a line for that for a little bit, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, we did make it into the TVA. It was very cool to see the costumes. They tried to have a storyline like they did last time, but I just feel like they weren't into it like they were last time. Or as into it as they were last time. So it just kind of felt a little lackluster. I know that Kelly got to see Red Guardian, and so did Sean, but the rest of us, it was just, there was no one in there. There was just costumes. So, I mean, it was fun to see the costumes, don't get me wrong, and it was a cool activation, and then I felt bad because I directly went over to the Ironside booth after the TVA, and then I looked back and I was like, they're giving out something free over there. And I was like, what is that? And then it was like a comic book. And I was like,
There was like a table.
You hidden in a corner.
Yeah, there's like a table like in the corner with boxes, like one per, but nobody was there. And then
yeah,
I'm sure
it was
those
right
are going
after
to
the
be
big
all over.
Marvel. Yeah, it was right after the big Marvel sign that people were taking pictures with. And then it kind of told you to go out, but then also there was like around the corner, you could barely see it behind a pillar. And there was people giving out free comic books about Doomsday. So I was like, okay. But I didn't see it until after we bought the Ironside stuff.
Yeah, last time when we were able to actually talk to Rocket, I mean, that was really great. This one just felt like it was like a line to nothing. Then all of a sudden you were done, and it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
So,
I think I had a very different experience because I went right after I was done with Vicky's of Glendale. On the first day, I went over there, and I did have Red Guardian in that room, and he kind of talked to us, but he didn't really give us much information or anything like that. But I was getting yelled at from room to room because I was not checking on, I was not fixing the time doors correctly.
You have one job, Kelly. Fix the time door.
Yeah.
Nobody even told us to fix any doors.
No, they didn't tell you that's what you.
And then he would come out. Were we supposed to do something to make him come out?
No, there were no doors to fix, but they were yelling at you to fix them.
They're already working.
Yeah. I asked one of the guys, like, so wait, I didn't get any kind of training on this. How do I fix one of these doors? And he's all like, I don't know either. Just keep going.
Although
like,
there
okay,
was a funny guy in
cool.
there that was like, okay, so you know the rule, right? Don't touch my stuff. Like, this is my stuff, and you don't touch my stuff, and that's the rule. I see here, and this is my stuff,
each
and you don't touch
room,
my stuff.
each room that I went into, they were like, okay, how many doors did you fix? And I was like, none. I don't know. I went through that door over there, and they were like, that's not fixing it, is it? And I
Doesn't
mean,
seem broken. I was able to go through it.
yeah, it was like, I don't know. I don't know what the storyline was supposed to be, but I did get yelled at a lot in there.
We got nothing when we went through that. I was like, we didn't get yelled at to fix doors, nothing. We didn't get Red Garden. I mean,
They all
saw a
seem
lot of
very
cool
lackluster.
stuff, but
Yeah. There's like,
I was
just
saying,
keep going,
even
I
if
don't
Red
know.
Guardian was there, it's like, it was meh.
Yeah, I mean, I got a selfie with Red Guardian. I don't know that he really actually said anything other than, I'm Red Guardian, and that was it.
Well, that's Red Guardian for you.
Yeah.
That's
should've-
basically what Red Guardian is.
I think they just needed I think they needed a way to like reveal the Doomsday, Doctor Doom's costume to you. I don't know.
Or have someone in that costume, maybe.
I probably would have been better,
better.
but I liked the sign that said, "Are you really supposed to be here?" Because I was like, "No, I don't think I'm qualified to be here at all."
They should have had Red Guardian dressed up in his new Avengers jumpsuit that he wore at the end of Thunderbolts.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I know
yeah.
it was.
Had that
They had
costume
it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a picture of that sign too because I thought that was really great and applicable.
Hang on,
to
keep it
yes.
Nice.
Oh, are you meant to be
Are you
down
meant
here?
to be down here?
Are you meant to be down here? Yeah. And then like I got a selfie with it, and I was like, oh, maybe. So I thought my experience was okay. It wasn't amazing like you guys were all saying the TVA was last time. So I was a little like, okay, yeah, that was kind of okay. But I think my experience was better than your guys' experience. So
Yeah, and I don't know if he was
That's
just
true,
there
yeah.
first thing in the morning or if he was there at the top of the hour, at the bottom of the hour. I'm not really sure what the schedule was or how to make him come out. Because I wasn't seeing like a whole lot of people be like Red Guardians in there, but there was a few. So I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh.
all right, let's talk about
But
some parks.
Let's talk about some parks at the Honda Center. So we're in the park in Cali. We're at this awesome panel, and
Yeah.
which was streamed, but we didn't get to stream it, and I haven't been able to see it yet. So, Amanda, let us know how it went down.
So again, as I alluded to, I take copious notes at these things, and I just took all my notes and put it into a Word doc, and it is 7 pages long. So
Whoa.
I'm not gonna go line by line, but we're just gonna do a high level overview. So if I miss something, please no hate mail. I'm reading through 7 pages notes. So the big thing, obviously, Neil Patrick Harris was the host, and he was fantastic. We had a whole cast of characters that came out. celebrity guest appearances galore. But the main theme was the Carousel of Progress, and it was kind of themed to as like a talk show kind of a vibe, where they had the band on one side and then some seats, the couch for interview set up on the other side of the stage, and then the middle part for performances and stuff. And so each segment featured Neil Patrick Harris kind of doing his impression of the father in the Carousel of Progress, and he was spot on, having those little jabs that all the park goers were just over the moon about. We all got it. Every little pun he was throwing out, we're like, yes, yes, we know what you did there, and that same kind of cadence that the attraction has. So I thought that was fabulous to go from segment to segment in that style of the Carousel of Progress. What did you guys think of that?
Yeah, it was great.
I thought it was great, and I thought that Neil Patrick Harris was a great host for this event, because we typically had gotten Josh D'Amaro the last couple of times that we've had parks panels, and because Josh D'Amaro has been promoted and we don't really know the new guy who took his place very well. He did come out, but we don't know him as well as we knew Josh D'Amaro. That Neil Patrick Harris was a great connector to the audience so that we could get the announcements that we needed.
Yeah, it was definitely great writing and great producing. So it was a good part. Good, like just in general, it was really like it kept it going. And yeah, I didn't yawn during that one, like over in the archives theater. So
Yeah.
it was great.
The opening probably was my favorite because it was
It's
a song
hilarious,
about being an animatronic, and he was going through all the animatronics, and the dancers were being animatronics, and there was little jokes in there that I caught, and it was so fun. And then at like the middle of it, everybody stopped.
I did hear him jab at where they put the Hatbox Ghost in Walt Disney World. It was like,
Yes.
oh no, it's not supposed to go there yet, guys.
Yeah. He did a lot of fan service jabs that, and in the middle of it, they all broke down and they all broke, and then Joe Rohde came out and had to like fix all the animatronics.
I love that he was a part of that.
Yeah, it was so fun. That was probably the highlight. It was a little hard to hear exactly what they were saying in the Honda Center where we were up at the top. So
the sound was bad too, the movie panel.
Yeah, the sound was not great. So all the jokes were kind of going over like Sarah's head, and I was kind of like going, oh, they said this, and oh, that was kind of funny after the fact. But other than that, it was a really, really fun panel.
Yeah, I agree. And the opening number, it introduced a lot of the actors or special appearances that would be throughout the show, which I thought was really good. So we're like, oh, okay, Tig Notaro's back as this character now, and Jack McGreary and Derek and Skylar.
Darren Chris, Darren Chris and Skylar Aston,
And so that was really fun to see them again. And but you alluded to Thomas Maslam, who had taken over for the Disney Experiences chair. So he was throughout the event. He was the first announcer really to just kind of set the stage, set the tone. He was saying everything that had happened since last D23 of the new cruises and Frozen and the anniversaries of all the parks and the Muppets coaster and all of the things, and took time to thank all of the cast members, which I thought was important because they've been through a lot, and especially in the last few years. And so I thought that was really nice to dedicate some time to thank them. as everyone knows, we love our cast members, so that was really special.
Especially the one in City Hall.
Yes. Thank you, Julie. You're awesome. Shout out to Julie at City Hall.
Yes.
So they were talking about Disney Legends, how there's been nearly 50 Disney Legends have been Imagineers. And so that led to Leslie Iwerks talking about her new documentary of World Builders. And it was also dropped that the Imagineering story is getting a second season to debut in 2028. And we got a little sneak peek trailer of that, which we all lost it because we were like, oh man, this is amazing news.
For that since
I mean, you can't start
you
can't start the sentence with the world shut down, because everybody knows what that means. Everybody knows where they're going to start at that point, and everybody was like, "Oh wow!" And that hit hard for most of us in the room.
Yeah, absolutely. So to know that
this one's going to be a lot harder to watch, I think.
Yes, exactly. Going through this period in Disney history it is going to be tough, but it's going to be really important to see behind the scenes of what happened.
Absolutely,
so,
yes.
Really,
and she said she was there every step of the way behind the scenes filming it, which is crazy.
So they knew they were going to do this.
Yeah, they knew they were going to do this. And so when that happened, she said, well, I think there's a chapter here, guys. And so she's been there from the very beginning, filming everything from COVID on is what we're talking about, if you hadn't guessed already.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if they talked to Fauci.
maybe I don't know, but it's going to be a really interesting watch, also a really hard watch. I'm glad they started with this because it really brought the mood down for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then Neil Patrick Harris and the rest of the hosts brought it back up. But yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it was a little teaser of like, hey, and also World Builders is happening tomorrow, So she got to
because Disney wanted everyone to go to World Builders.
World Builders.
And when does this come out again? 2028?
Early 2028 is what they said. They didn't have an official release date, but they said it's in the works. They're currently filming, and so put it on the calendar. 2028. And then after that, they were talking about the newly reimagined Carousel of Progress, how it's going to go from the 60s to today and into the future. They showed some new concept art. And then they announced the new voices for Mother and Father, being Jamie Lee Curtis and Bryan Cranston, which is
perfect.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And that is to open late spring 2027, so right around the corner. Yeah.
The reason why I love that casting so much is because 2 years ago when we Jamie Lee Curtis was accepting her Legends Award, she got everyone to sing in that room where she was just announced as the voice of Mother. She got everyone to sing, There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow acoustically, and that's just full circle right there.
Yeah.
Yes. So she's probably known for quite some time.
Right. I was like, did she know? Was she dropping hints? Like, I'm pretty sure she knew it.
Did that get her the job? We don't know.
Right.
I was thinking that maybe that got her the job.
I mean,
She
it could have
does
gone
things
either
on
way.
purpose.
She either knew already or it got her the job. Like, it could go either way.
For sure. I was sad that we didn't get Jamie Lee Curtis and Bryan Cranston on stage.
Yeah.
To at least talk a little bit about how they feel about joining the attraction. But I get they were trying to move things along, so very cool.
There was enough. That's fine. It's interesting they didn't talk about the Walt Disney animatronic at all, though. So I'm not sure
Not
how
at
that's
all.
going to
Not
work.
at all.
Right,
Yeah.
huh?
Yep.
Maybe that's
Not at
coming
all.
afterwards. Like they're gonna set the scene on these things and then they'll work on wall. Maybe,
Don't know.
I don't know.
I'll have to wait and see.
I don't know. I don't think we got a date either for when it's coming back. Or
Nope, it just said late spring 2027. So
Got
that
it.
could mean
Okay.
April, May.
Anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Memorial
and then-
Day, more likely.
Probably, yeah. And then over to the Disneyland Resort, it was announced that in February, this upcoming February, we're going to get Remember Dreams Come True fireworks. Woohoo! Returning with a refreshed look. Also, refreshed look of the OG World of Color, which is, where Kevin and I met. So, of course, I lost it. I was like, I think that I yelled the loudest for that one. And then Magic Happens is returning in the summer.
I love
Nice.
that announcement.
Yes.
I didn't hear the announcement from there, but I did see Todrick Hall post something about how like Magic Happens was supposed to be longer, and so like that they're going back and redoing it because they want to put more of that song in there.
And
Very cool.
because I'm selfish, bring it back kind of like the OG World of Color. Bring back the chicken picnic dining package that they had that first year. That was so good.
I don't think I ever did that.
Yeah, it was like
They
it was
used
like
to have like picnic lunches.
yeah, and it was like
Sounds
cold fried
familiar.
chicken and stuff, but it was like a lunch. It was so good. But that's exciting. I love
Yeah.
Remember. That is the best fireworks show ever.
And I
Oh,
was
yeah.
kind of right with getting new nighttime spectaculars. That was one of my
You were.
predictions.
Well, you're getting old. Well, that's fine. I mean, you're getting old ones again.
You're
And
getting
they're the best
updated.
ones, so that's fine.
They are the best ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Over in Paris, they were talking about the revamped Space Mountain, about Paris and Tokyo. For Paris, they are, quote, bringing it back to the original look with an updated feel. And so that is closing in 2027. It's going to get a new name that translates to From the Earth to the Moon, which is a Jules Verne novel of the same name. So, of course, heavily inspired the look and feel of the current Space Mountain in Paris. So it's only fitting. And then it's going to have the same OG soundtrack. Over in Tokyo, Space Mountain Earthrise is the new Space Mountain over there. And they showed some concept video and behind the scenes footage of what they're building over there. So that was really cool. And then Spaceship Earth, rounding out the whole space theme. It hasn't been updated in 20 some odd years, and it's getting a revamp with a new theme being human connection. It's not just communication, but also human connection. And they said new magic will be added to every scene. So
Nice.
We will see what that looks like.
Awesome.
That's exciting. And I know me and Courtney were talking about like we didn't expect as much for Epcot because it's been under construction for so long. But this actually makes sense because it's interior mostly. They don't have to really worry about any pixie dust walls up around. So
Right. They don't
Most
really
likely.
have to. I mean, they can close it, but like they don't have to have the walls up for a very long time, you know.
Well,
Yeah,
and
at
they scrapped what they were gonna do for Spaceship Earth earlier, or maybe they
Are we
just
getting a new narrator,
revamped
or are
it.
they keeping it Judi Dench?
They didn't say.
Okay.
Aquafina.
Right.
They did not say. She did have a name drop. Neil did name drop her, but it was not official or anything.
Okay.
And then rounding out that segment, the Yeti and Expedition Everest is coming back to life. So that was big news, big fan service news. And to celebrate the return of the Disco Yeti, Gloria Gaynor sang "I Will Survive." The entire song, which I thought was an interesting choice. I was like, okay, we're stretching this out a little bit. But it was great to see her. And, you know, I was like, okay, let's let's pay homage to her. She's a
They could
legend.
have talked about Lion King, but let's have Gloria Gaynor sing.
Yeah.
I like their music breaks in these shows. So I get
Lion
it.
King is later in the panel, but yes.
Okay, I was like, if it wasn't, got it.
There
So we
were
did finally
certain
get that.
themes. There were certain themes. So this
Okay.
was the space theme, and then like fan service a little bit, and then it kind of goes through
All
other
fan
themes.
service.
But yeah, I don't know. They didn't stick to like certain parks. They went all
So
over
they
the
weren't
place.
like, this is Paris, this is Tokyo, this is
Right.
No,
They were bouncing all
this
around.
is space. This is adventure. It was more like that.
Got it.
Yeah.
So I saw a post today, and I don't know how legit it was, because how Instagram is, but it said that after Damaro became chairman, his mom said, "You got to fix the Yeti." So was that mentioned at the thing, or
It was not mentioned at the panel, but I did see that online as well. That we could thank Damaro's mom, because when Damaro became CEO of the company, she said, "Now you can fix the Yeti," and he said, "I don't know that that's possible," and she said, "Now you can fix the Yeti."
Your CEO, it's possible.
I like her.
I just got to say, every time he showed up anywhere, like everybody got a big ovation. Like Iger got a big ovation, but when Josh came out, he got a huge ovation every time. I loved seeing that all weekend.
That's cool.
It's a stark contrast from when we had Chapek there.
The other guy.
The other guy. So I'm happy with how it's going with tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
All right. So then continuing on with the World of Color theme, or not World of Color, sorry, Carousel of Progress theme. It switched to Adventure and Avengers, and the new experiences that we are going to go on with the Avengers. So John Stamos came in as Uncle Orville from the Carousel of Progress and had an interview with Kevin Feige and Imagineer Brett Strong, and they were talking about the Stark Expo land in Hong Kong and the research testing lab with Peter Parker, showing some new concept art and new renderings for their new drop ride that seem to incorporate Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and the Doctor Strange like space
Portals
jump
or
rings,
whatever.
portals.
Okay.
The portals, the ring.
Yeah.
Okay, the portals. Okay.
Yeah, those. How those were incorporated in this ride somehow. So that's going to be exciting. In Shanghai, their new Spider-Man land with their Worldwide Engineering Brigade, or WEB, as it's known, and showed the mural that's in the land that is made by local graffiti artists, which I thought was
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why can't Innoventions become like Stark Expo? I know it's at Disneyland, and Adventure Campus is at DCA.
Why can't it
I
just
hear
be
ya.
Horizons? I don't know.
Exactly.
I've said that many times. But yeah, the Avengers Campus is doubling the size of the original footprint and is, quote, opening very soon. So they talked a little bit about Avengers Infinity Defense, showing behind the scenes footage of the physical sets that are being made. They mentioned that in the new ride, Miss Marvel is going to be giving the pre-show, which is exciting. And everyone is reprising their roles. So you have Iron Man, Sam as Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Ant-Man, Miss Marvel. They're all from the actors from the movies and TV shows, which is exciting. And then in Stark Flight Lab, the other attraction going on in DCA, you have Iron Man, Sam, and Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. So all of them are going to be in there as well.
I love
They
that.
said-
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it says opening 2028. But
They
also
did show a little
very-
package of them grabbing footage from Robert Downey Jr. on the set of Doomsday. and little things here and there. So yeah, it was fun.
So are they opening just the flight lab in 2028 and other things will open sooner, or is it just all opening in 2028?
They did not specify.
They did not.
We do know the walkway is opening soon, but
right.
That we know.
I would think it would be in phases because it said that DCA's Avengers Campus is doubling in size and opening very soon. But then when they were talking about Stark Flight Lab, they said opening 2028. So I don't know if the whole thing is opening 2028 or if part of it's opening.
Yeah, and the model.
I was kind of like when I was hearing you guys talking about it on Sunday night, I was like, I'm kind of really disappointed where like this is the first thing that they've come so far already in construction, and it was basically the first thing that they were working on, and it's still going to be 2028 by the time we get anything. So I was kind of like a little disappointed in that, just because we're still at 2026, we still have a whole nother year.
Yeah, I think it's because they added that second ride. Because remember, 2 years ago, it's supposed to be the Avengers Infinity Defense, and then they announced the Stark Lab ride. So I think that might have tacked on some more time issues.
And those were both announced last D23.
Yes, they both
It's
were.
coming soon.
But the Infinity Defense had been announced as another ride prior. So, yeah.
I think they should all watch, the Imagineers should all watch Handcrafted and say, look what they did in a year. So that's just
right.
Right.
Yeah, just ignore all OSHA rules and you can get this done so fast.
Zoning.
Exactly.
Technology just has been, advanced so much. So who knows what's keeping them back?
That's silly.
Who knows?
But yeah, so then we went over to Tropical Americas at Animal Kingdom. They made some new announcements for the Indiana Jones ride. It is officially called Indiana Jones and the Myth of the Jade Serpent. And they showed Harrison Ford being the model for Indy himself. So they have new technology that they're using, and this Indy will look like Harrison Ford, and the crowd lost it. Like they were so excited.
I was there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even I remember being a kid going on Indiana Jones and Disneyland, and still today, it's not Harrison Ford in there. It's some generic guy playing the role of Indiana Jones. And it's always been kind of a weird thing. Like, I don't know if they couldn't get him to say okay to it back then, if they didn't want to pay for it. But to have him where it's actually him now, I hope they redo Disneyland too.
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember at one point, like Harrison Ford was a curmudgeon. Like he didn't really want to do anything. Like, and he'll admit to it too. It's not. It's only been like recently that he's been interacting more with fans and doing all this stuff. So,
well,
I think it mainly had to do with him not wanting to do anything. Honestly,
and they probably told him, when you become a Disney legend, you got to do certain things.
Right. Exactly. Or maybe Callisto was like, just stop being a curmudgeon, okay? Just go and do it.
Yeah.
I personally never even knew that it wasn't based on him, so I don't know.
It sounds just like him.
I don't. Okay, it took me a really long time to even open my eyes on that ride, and I've never paid attention enough, or even wanted to pay attention enough to know if it was Harrison Ford or not. And I don't know. Harrison Ford's not on my bucket list here, so I don't know.
I love the way the temple looks. I was wondering how it was going to look compared to, like, okay, they're putting the Tropical Americas here, they're putting Indiana Jones here, they're doing other things, and it's like it actually blends in perfectly what they're doing Tropical Americas.
Yeah. And
that thing's gonna scare the crap out of me.
That thing is gonna be massive.
Huge.
I was gonna say, I don't know.
Yeah, I did speak with one of the Imagineers who was standing right there at the pavilion, and he has worked on both the Indiana Jones side and the new Encanto ride that's going on Tropical Americas, and he said this snake is massive, and it's going to be both physical and some sort of, it's a mythical creature, right? With some spiritual elements. So there's going to be some special effects and stuff. But I got to thank him because we did the whole, we were talking about the Epcot series that we're doing on We're in the Park podcast. And so I thanked him because I said, we are picking up on these details in this temple and seeing the Mayan and Aztec references that you're pulling from all of these different locations. And you can see it in the model that Joey just showed from the pavilion. And so that's going to be really fun to dissect and go, okay, this part is represented at this temple in in the actual physical location. So I was like, thank you guys for doing the research and for taking the time to put your spin on this, but make it as accurate as you can, to fit in the theme. So yeah, I thought
that's awesome. And I hope after this opens that they kind of give a little TLC to Disneyland's and have him re-record Indy's dialogue and even update the animatronic a little bit.
So I was saying 100%. That'd be great.
Sure. And then continuing on with Tropical Americas, they were talking about the new carousel that's going in there. They had a visual of all 22 newly carved animals that are going to be part of this carousel, and they are so cute. They had some examples, the models in the Imagineering Pavilion. Oh my gosh.
Pua.
The Pua is so cute.
So cute. They all
I gotta ride the Pua.
Of course. All kinds of different characters. Name an animal character, it's probably represented from Disney. So yeah, I'm super excited just to go see it. But
and the fact that the carvings look awesome too, like that Eeyore.
It looks like it's all hand carved.
Yeah, looks really pretty. And then they were talking about the new Encanto ride, Antonio's Fiesta de Encanto, where he gets his wish. And all of the actors from the movie are back to voice the characters in the ride. They showed a clip of the actors recording, which was a lot of fun. And then kind of described how the ride will go as far as how we enter the house. Antonio gets his gift, which is talking with animals, of course, which is perfect for Animal Kingdom. And then they showed what the ride vehicles look like, which is so cute. It's like all of these furniture pieces smashed together in a ride vehicle. So you have parts of like a dresser and the bed and all of all of these shelves and stuff that are just compiled together, and they're all different, and it's going to be really cute. But they showed some new concept art of how the vehicles are going up the flight of stairs, which I think is going to be a really cool scene. They said more than 50 animatronics, and there's no height requirement, which is going to be really important.
Nice.
So they were stressing that. And the animatronics that we saw in the Imagineering Pavilion, though the donkey with the bird and the super cute capybara, they are the actual animatronics that are going to the attraction.
Awesome.
The Imagineer was telling me that as soon as we're done here, they're being boxed up and they're being sent to Florida. So we will see them again.
Nice.
I didn't see the ride vehicle. Is it a
capybara.
boat ride or a dark ride?
It looks like it's a dark ride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like a Mickey and Minnie's, but maybe not.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing too.
Yeah, like a trackless ride. Yeah, because it's boxed like a Mickey and Minnie's, like the train. And it's boxed like that.
Yeah, but it's gonna be adorable. And then they were talking about Coco, going back over to DCA. La Llorona was performed by Los Lobos. That was really cool.
And Los Lobos.
Yes, and the song is going to be in the new attraction, so
nice.
get to hear it again. they had this is also an attraction for the entire family, so there's no height requirement on that. And it is going to fit in with the original film and the one that's in the works now. So it's gonna,
so it's
Did that one look like a boat? I think that one looked like a boat.
that one's the boat ride.
Yeah, that one looked like a boat.
So the storyline is a year after the original film, Miguel reflects on his recent adventure and enters through a museum dedicated to Hector and a boat ride. Yeah, it's a boat ride with no height restrictions. So,
okay.
And then that, Courtney, is where they were talking about Paris and the Lion King flume ride. Based
Because they're
on the
boat rides.
boat ride. That's right.
They were talking about adventure.
Yes.
Got it.
So the Lion King flume ride will be a retelling of Simba's story, and they showed new concept art of the battle with Scar, which looks awesome. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. They said that it's going to be a new take on the Battle of Scar, and I don't know. It's going to be so cool. I think.
Yeah, they had like Scar on one side and Simba on the other, and then your boat passes by them.
Wow. So it's like the dinosaurs with the T-Rex and the like meet over you. That never works, but yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be like that. It kind of seemed like you skirted by them, not go underneath them, but who knows?
And then your picture will be like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just put the link to the photo in the chat. I didn't realize that these boats have like 3 people going across the logs.
Yeah.
They're bigger than the Disney World logs.
Oh gosh. Yeah. No, that's exactly how it was like. I mean, the T-Rex is more in front of us than that, and the other one walks out, but that's exactly how I was picturing it. Okay. I didn't see that before. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's very cool.
Yeah, because I've only seen the Hakuna Matata like concept with Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa. That looks amazing. This looks badass.
Yeah. So we were very impressed with that. And then they were talking about Wreck-It Ralph. That is going to be replacing their Buzz Lightyear attraction over there, going to Tokyo Disney.
Why does Tokyo get the best stuff?
That's what I was saying for our Buzz Lightyear. Should be like a Wreck-It Ralph ride.
Because it's
they have a third party for it.
Yeah. So it is going to be called Sugar Rush Sweet Rescue. And that opens next spring. So they are very much working on that quickly. Then they moved to Cars, the 20th anniversary with the new collaboration with F1. And then that's when they were talking about the new attractions with Miss Fritter's spin, Demolition Derby spin attraction. Showed new concept art for that. They said the animatronic for Miss Fritter is a massive school bus. So it might be like an actual size school bus.
It was in the display.
Yeah, she was in the display. But as far as like, she's going to be really big.
Size-wise.
Yeah.
She looks like the actual size, yeah.
Well, everything's been to scale so far, you know?
Yeah. And then the Cars Ridge Run Rally, which is a tongue twister, showed some new concept art for that and the different elements as you are going through the attraction. So you're going to be going through some dirt scenes to snow scenes to geysers, all kinds of stuff is happening. They said it was, quote, a very bouncy and fun race. I don't know.
Big on the bouncy.
Big on the bouncy. I don't know if like Indiana Jones bouncy or
that's I did ask the guy. I was like, now because they did say that, and I was like, so like Indiana Jones kind of thing. He was like, not quite, like bouncier, and I was like, oh
yeah,
okay.
You're off-roading.
You're off-roading,
basically.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get mud in my rims.
So we'll see. But then that led to the new show on Disney Plus Cars Lightning Racers, which is targeted to the Disney Junior viewers. And then the new song Built to Last was performed by Sheryl Crow, as well as Real Gone from the first show, Cars movie.
That's cool.
I didn't. Nobody's talking about Sheryl Crow being there, so that's cool. That's news to me. That's awesome.
Well, because it wasn't. I mean, the song was okay, and the song was Real Gone was performed, but it wasn't. People didn't get excited. People didn't get very excited for
Probably
it.
because they're so mad about Tom Sawyer going away.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then they moved on to the cruise ships, and so Claire Weiss was interviewed, Imagineer Claire Weiss, and they were talking about how the Treasure, the Destiny, and Adventure ships have debuted over the last 2 years, and they are doubling the number of sailing ships, the ships sailing out of the West Coast in San Diego, which is exciting.
Yay.
And the Wish is going to Europe for the first time. So they are.
I did hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. The Magic and the Wonder are going back to Alaska. And then the new Disney Believe is the 4th in the Wish class. And then they announced that Tinkerbell is going to be on the bow and Buzz and Woody are going to be on the stern. In the Grand Hall, Captain Jack Sparrow, which was just Jack McGurry, just dressed up as Captain Jack Sparrow, announced that Moana is the main statue in the atrium, which is fabulous. Joey showed
I think that will be the one statue that Kelly gets as well.
Oh my
I made it
gosh.
my mission that every ship we go on, I'm getting the atrium statue, but Kelly has yet to purchase any of the others, but I have a feeling she's going to purchase this one.
I think so.
I will be going on the Believe as soon as possible.
Yes. So they said this the new class of ships is going to have a debut of 2029. And the size is going to be in between the classic ships and the newest one. So we were kind of talking about that after.
And also, I'm going to interject one little
Yes.
thing because they did say that they are going to give us more information about the Believe on October 7th when because on the Wish, they're going to have kind of an open house thing.
There you go. That's exciting.
If we weren't going to Greece the next day, we would be going on that cruise.
Yeah. Because everybody got invited, but you just have to book it. But they were like, join us on October 7th for a free preview of the Believe. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Aww.
Then the next day, the day before, it'll be like, it's be streamed on Disney Plus.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Yeah.
All right. We're almost done. They then announced Monstropolis news. So there was a new song, Welcome to Monstropolis, which was written by Randy Newman, his first song written for a Disney park. And Megan Hilty performed that one. So that was fun. They also said that Welcome to Monstropolis is the name of the new theater show that's going in where Muppet Vision went. So that's taking place there. They had a special video from the CDA, kind of like interjecting. So that was cute. They showed some sneak preview behind the scenes footage of construction happening. We have Archie's Scare Pizza, the Scarers Club, the Glob Theater, and then they showed Harryhausen's restaurant with a huge animatronic of the octopus chef in the back. So
Perfect.
Yes, I asked the Imagineers if we're talking like Doc Ondor size, and they were saying, yeah, it could be about that size. So he's very animated. All the arms are moving. He's got different things in each arm, so it's going to be really, really cute.
That's so
At least he's not a screen. I mean, I'm glad he's an animatronic. So
yeah, absolutely. And then they gave an update on the Monsters Inc. door coaster, how it's going to lift you 40 feet in the air in 4 seconds to start your attraction. And then it is opening next year.
Wow.
So very, very soon. And we
Well, I did
cannot
hear
wait.
that the land is opening next year, but without the coaster. Right? Is that
There's
correct?
nothing about opening date of the actual coaster. They just said that it's opening next year.
Okay.
They didn't specify.
Is this the only attraction in there besides the show?
Show
so far?
I believe so.
Okay.
But we'll see. And then Villains Land, the magic mirror summoned Thomas Muslim back out, and they, as Kevin alluded to he mentioned in the live show, the logo and the name was revealed to be Villains Land, and everybody cheered. So, yay!
Just call it Villains Land.
Yeah.
I mean, after the Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Jaded Serpent from downtown Orlando, Florida,
yeah,
Villains Land is, that's a perfect name.
It is a perfect name. And so they were talking about kind of the story behind Villains Land. That there is this broken, twisted wishing well that I have a direct quote here. What if a mysterious person wished an evil wish, breaking the well and unleashing madness? And so that is kind of the theme of Villains Land. And so they did different character studies of Cruella and Dr. Facilier and the Evil Queen. They mentioned Ursula, but didn't really show her a whole lot. They said this is going to be on the scale of Galaxy's Edge. So this is going to be huge.
Wow.
So
That's
there's
some
going to be
great concept.
Yeah.
That's 14 acres of goodness.
Yes. They mentioned they mentioned 2 different attractions. One is a coaster themed to Maleficent, where you're racing through the Briar and her castle. And then the other will be a boat ride with a mix of special effects and set pieces as the magic mirror takes you to see the other side of the glass. So that image there that you have on screen is that wishing well kind of overflowing and causing decay and destruction.
That is awesome.
I love that. I love that so much.
And based on the characters that they showed with Dr. Facilier, Cruella de Vil, Evil Queen, I hope all the villains that they show or whoever shows up in this land are face characters. Like if they bring like Hades, like from Oogie Boogie Bash, he's not the goofy looking mask, or Jafar. Make all the villains face characters. And I think with the background and backdrop will make this.
I think what they've learned from Oogie Boogie is that people love the villains as people that they can actually talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, I know we're doing the comparison, but that's what the Dark Universe is. They're all face characters. So
they're all face characters.
Yep. So there's the magic mirror kind of concept art with Jafar and Cruella, Dr. Facilier, Scar, and Ursula. And you have this boat ride that is going through different realms, is what it kind of seems like. A lot of people can fit in a row, which I think is interesting. We have 5 or 6.
5 to 6, yeah.
In 3 rows. So that's cool. But I think one of the biggest highlights of the night was the special guest appearance from Cruella de Vil, the one and only Glenn Close. And
the original.
As soon as she had her back to the audience originally, and I was like, if that's Glenn Close, I'm gonna lose it. And sure enough, she starts talking, and I was like, oh, there she is. There's the queen right there.
I was so scared it was going to be like Darren Criss or like Skylar Aston or Tig Notaro. But I was so pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I was so pleasantly surprised when it was actually Glenn Close, because I wanted it to be Glenn Close, but I wasn't sure it was going to be.
Yes. But she was very annoyed that Maleficent was getting her own ride and she wasn't. So
Oh, she was pissed.
She was very, very upset. And so
rightfully so.
yeah. Like, so that got the all of the rumor mills going of like, well, does this mean that she's going to get her own ride eventually? Like, what does this mean? So
I mean,
we'll
we
see.
could.
We could. And then
sky's the limit on that.
That's right. And then Beck came out and sang the Cruella de Vil theme song.
Did he have two turntables on the microphone?
He did sing that as everybody was exiting. That was his yeah.
Nice.
And then just to round it all out, I know this has been a long segment, so thanks for sticking with us.
It's fine.
This is great.
But Thomas Muslim came out again, and he was saying that bringing it back home to Disneyland, that this was a promise to the future, a promise for tomorrow. And so they were looking at the 75th anniversary and renewing the promise that Walt had. And then they announced, starting with Tomorrowland, and the crowd went absolutely bananas. They said they are reimagining with renewed optimism. They're focusing on new attractions and new open spaces. So what that means, but that's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
And then Thomas pretended to close out the show. Said, thank you so much for joining us. This has been amazing. Da da da. And then the doors open again, and Neil Patrick Harris is dressed as the Dreamfinder, and he says, "Wait, you told me that if I hosted, that you would bring back my favorite character of all time." And he turns around, and it's the Dreamfinder, and so then they said that a newly reimagined Journey into Imagination is in the works.
Nice.
Yes. So
about damn time.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So those were two big things that everybody was very, very excited about. At the very end of the show, there was absolutely no mention of Disneyland Forward. There was just a slight name drop of Avatar, but no mention of anything there. So we thought that was very interesting. But all in all, a very solid show, and lots of great announcements. So
people knock nostalgia, but if it wasn't for all these Disney adults been fans since they were kids and loving the nostalgia and and bringing that to a new generation and multiple generations. I mean, I love the announcements that came out, and then quickly bringing about the Avatar model. I liked how they snuck in the monorail on the side of it just to show you kind of like, oh, that's where it's kind of configured and going. So I like that little deliberate, here's a monorail going through Pandora.
Right.
I was looking at Google Maps trying to figure out how that goes together. I'm like, I don't see how this fits, but I don't think it's to scale. I'm not sure where that monorail really is going to be going. So we'll have to wait and see on that.
I still think they're going to have some sort of barrier, like how the train goes through Tomorrowland, but you never see it, right? Mm-hmm. There's ways to cover up a space, and they're going to do that with Pandora. So you're never even going to know that a monorail is going through it.
Agreed. I can't wait to watch that. That was a great breakdown.
I know. I can't wait to watch it either.
But speaking of breakdown, let's go to our last break because we still got to talk a little bit about the legends before we wrap up this month-long celebration of D23. So let's hear from our good friends at Getaway.
It's been a great show so far, but who's ready for an ad break? Did you know that the best way to keep our shows going is by supporting our sponsors? So let's get to know more about the travel experts at Getaway today. They've been helping to make vacation dreams come true since 1990. And whether you want to visit the happiest place on earth or to travel to Orlando for a most epic adventure, they are there to help. Are you trying to find out which hotel is your best option or which theme park tickets will work best for your visit? Are you concerned that you might need a last-minute change? No worries. Their travel experts will help you out. Looking to book a cruise but don't know where to start? Hey, they can help with that too. They will find the perfect cruise for your vacation, whether it's your first time or you're a well-seasoned cruiser. When you book your cruise with one of the Getaway Today experts, you will have a dedicated agent to help you every step of the way. They take care of the details so you can have the most fun. Getaway Today offers peace of mind travel, allowing you to cancel or make changes up to 72 hours before your trip. You will always have the most up-to-date vacation information, both pre-arrival and upon welcome. Getaway Today guarantees the best prices, with no hidden fees, and every time you book through Getaway Today, they will donate a portion back to a charitable organization in your area. And so far, over $4.5 million have been donated. So, go ahead and dial 1-855-GETAWAY, that's 1-855-438-2929, and be sure to tell them that Walt's Apartment sent you. Or just click the link in our show notes for more information and the best deals to start your Disney, Universal Studios, or cruise vacation planning. What I'm trying to say is, if you like to travel, check out Getaway Today. Alright, so now it's time to get back to enjoying that view from Walt's apartment. Let's get back to the show.
Yes, definitely get a hold of Getaway Today for all your travel needs. Now that we're getting into Halloween season and almost Christmas time, perfect time to book a trip to any Disney parks, Universal parks, SeaWorld, all that good stuff. I know we didn't, like you said, we didn't get much Avatar news, but it's okay because this show is about the length of an Avatar movie. So that's okay. That's where we're throwing it in. But we're going to finish off with the Legends. And I'm going to say this at first is Legends was never my thing that I had to do before. And that's saying, missing out on Stan Lee, Mark Hamill, George Lucas, and everybody in between. But when we went last year, that was amazing. And then this year was no exception. This is something that I am so, especially at the Honda Center, the way they do the presentation. And like, you okay there?
Thank goodness.
And just like last time, I'm not sure.
Courtney.
But,
okay, so she's fine.
She's okay.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
But just like last time, this Legends was full of memorable moments, some amazing moments. And I mean, we've all, it's no secret who the Legends are. We've known for months. So I just say we kind of just go through some of our favorite either speeches, presentations, or just moments of this one going here. So I'm sure we're going to be in agreement on a lot of them, or what our favorites were. But I'll start. We'll start with Amanda up top. So, what was your favorite?
I erroneously alluded to it earlier. I jumped the gun because it was definitely one of the highlights of the entire event, all 3 days, and that was the Lin-Manuel Miranda dedication tribute song. That combined all, or not all, but so many classic songs that he's written, from Hamilton, Moana, Encanto, like all of the hits, and so many people were part of the cast for the production of this, and it was just hit after hit after hit. But it wasn't just the song, it was the blend of it and the composition of it. And if you get a chance to watch it on Disney Plus, I know Kevin went back and watched it just to see this part again. And I'm with Joey that, the Legends ceremony, going into it, I'm like, it's just an award show. It's great to see them, but okay, but then I'm reminded of, no, this is awesome. And so this is how the show kicked off. And I was like, oh, bar raised. And then his acceptance speech was just perfect. It was amazing. with his VHS notebook of the Little Mermaid, and he wrote on that notepad of his acceptance speech, and it was pretty much a song, you know, that he wrote, and there was some of his lyrics thrown in there as well from the different productions, and it was perfect.
And then Jodie Benson signed that for him.
Yes,
That's
which
sweet.
is even more special. That's really cool.
And I know we all said this like right away, but we all want a copy of that like mural that was on the screen of for Lin-Manuel
Yes.
Miranda.
That should have been the artwork.
Yeah.
Like on the shirt.
That should have been our gift as the giveaway from the Legends, was that artwork
Absolutely.
that they did for
Yeah,
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
easily.
That would have been amazing.
Well, I still wanted the Eric Goldberg one too, which was very similar.
Oh, I know.
But
Oh yeah.
similar but the same but different.
Yeah.
I was going to try to pull up the speech, but you guys just watch it on Disney Plus. It is, and that was the first. That was only the first inductee.
Yeah, I know.
Kelly, what was one of? Well, dumb question. What was your favorite induction?
Well, I mean, I loved seeing the Jonas Brothers get their Legend Award, but I kind of thought that they got a short end of the stick on that one because we did not get a Jonas Brothers song. We didn't even really get a package for them, and I don't know. I was like, that is kind of because the people that don't know the Jonas Brothers didn't get to look at what the Jonas Brothers are and who they are, and then their speech was funny, but I think a lot of people didn't understand it. So I loved that the Jonas Brothers got the Disney Legend Award. That was amazing, but it was not really my favorite moment of the night.
They're like, there's three of you guys. We only got so much time.
But they could have done a song for them. A song just
Yeah.
would have been great. And a tribute to them. And I feel like they could have snuck in a song somewhere. But I did love the Anne Hathaway tribute as well. We got a really nice package for her, and the director of her movie for Devil Wears Prada 2, I believe, gave her the award, and she was so gracious and crying, and of course she's emotional because she's pregnant. But it was a really touching moment too. So those two were up there. I didn't steal Courtney's, but that one was my favorite too.
What about you, Kevin?
Kevin.
You know, definitely Lin-Manuel Miranda was the best out of all of them. Let's be clear about this. They started strong and it just like never really went back to that level. But I mean, it was good to see all of them. Tudyk was great as always. Iger, you know, it was good to see him get an award. I mean, for coming back to the company and still being like in good graces. I don't know if he's the first CEO to have that for Disney, so way to go, Bob. Yeah, I don't know. I did love that artwork for Goldberg though. That was really cool. So I was gonna pull
Yeah,
that up
Eric
really
Goldberg.
fast. Hopefully this one isn't too blurry. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, it's just fantastic.
Beautiful.
Because I mean that guy is a cartoon character and he just belongs to all the cartoons he created. And again, he is our childhood, like you say about a few other Disney people out here where they really made a big difference as far as who we turned into as humans. So
And I didn't even
yeah,
notice
big
Minnie
thank you
Maui
to,
from before.
guys.
Oh yeah, Minnie Maui, he's up there too.
But
Yeah.
I love Fantasia
Oh,
2000. So I mean the fact that there's 4 characters from that film, and of course Lewis and Phil and Jeannie. So give me that poster. What about you, Courtney?
Oh, we all know who I'm gonna say. Susan Egan. It was her year, honestly. She was all over this convention. So I mean, she got 2 songs. She got all the Broadway bells that they could muster to get up, Ashley Brown and even Annalisa Vanderpool, a pregnant Annalisa Vanderpool.
And remind people why that is.
Well, she was Chelsea on That's So Raven.
No.
Also,
why they sang
Why
Beauty and the
bells
Beast.
for Susan Egan?
Well, because she was the first belle on Broadway. So she definitely made an impact on all the bells. And then she got Cat's Eye to sing I Won't Say I'm in Love from Hercules too, because she's Meg.
I think that was
who
the other
everybody
biggest
loves.
scream of the night of the day.
Yeah.
The Cat's
I
Eye.
don't know who Cat's Eye are. I don't listen to them, but
Don't know what
apparently
that
it was
is,
a
yeah.
big thing with all the creators. Like, seriously, they were like, I can't believe Cat's Eye's here. I'm like, I don't even know.
I was like, is that a
But, yeah.
K-pop? Until the other 3 weren't Korean.
I know
So
they
I
weren't
was
even
like-
Korean, so I was like, I don't even know.
I believe
but
Cat's
they're
Eye
big.
is from the Netflix show. One of them making the band Netflix shows. I forget which one it was, but it was like a group that was put together by one of those reality shows.
Okay.
They should put their
But,
outfits
I mean,
together.
But Susan, it was her year. It was her year. She was everywhere. So it was
Yeah,
beautiful.
and a little like, I don't know, a little peacocking, but she was a Disney legend, but she commented on our post that this was the best moment of the convention.
Of D23. Yeah.
And I was like, no, you were a Disney legend this year.
You got inducted as a
awesome.
Disney legend.
My favorite, this was one of the ones I was looking forward to the most, and to me, it lived up to it. But it was Jerry Bruckheimer. Growing up, watching his films and also loving films. So I grew up watching a lot of special features, and so anytime you get a guy that looks kind of gruff and super professional, and he's calling all the shots, but you start to see him break down, especially when he talked about his wife and daughter. I'm like, oh, you kind of get a little extra emotional. And the one that everybody was like, huh? But I was like, oh, that's cool. Chris Berman, ESPN anchor, had a great speech. And of course, Bang Bang Nagger Gang was presented by Steve Young. So that, that was pretty awesome. And one thing I loved is Berman, Eric Goldberg, Dwayne Johnson, Lin-Manuel Miranda. They had their own notes. They didn't deal with a teleprompter. They're just like, they kind of, especially like Dwayne, he kind of freaked. Yeah, boomer. I love that. So, and all in all, it was really good. And, of course, everybody that got it, we were all happy. I mean, Kim Irvine and like Kevin said, Alan Tudyk and Bob Iger. So, I mean, everybody was well-deserved. I thought it was going to be hard to beat last year's. I would tie him. I wouldn't give one the lead, but probably the best speech was Lin-Manuel. It was definitely.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Yeah,
hands down. Speech.
Oh,
The Rocks was pretty close, but Lin-Manuel had the best.
Oh yeah.
I would say it was like this close. Like it wasn't close, but it was close.
The thing that I love about the legend ceremony so much is that they recognize people behind the scenes, in front of the camera, behind the camera, and people that don't necessarily get to stand in front of 14,000 people and get a standing ovation do. So, yeah.
And Amanda mentioned it earlier too, that when they really thanked during the parks at the beginning, like thanking the cast members and everything, that transferred onto the legend. Anne Hathaway thanked cast members, Dwayne Johnson, Kim Irvine. I mean, multiple people, not only like producers and photographers and grip, but when I take my kids to the park, our hostess and the people's at the hotel. So it's like everybody. I mean, they were really good ambassadors of what a Disney legend should be, kind of showing appreciation to all levels of the Walt Disney Company. So I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Well, sweet. So we're almost done. We got like some final thoughts. We could bring up anything. One thing I did forget to bring up on Saturday, I'll bring this up briefly. But me, Courtney, and our friends James and Julie went to the Rewind concert encore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And holy crap, I know Kelly and Courtney saw it at the Hollywood Bowl. This was amazing. If you guys get a chance, watch it on Disney Plus because that was streamed. I think the encore was streamed or the one.
Yeah, the encore one was streamed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we didn't get the awesome moment with the young lady from Make a Wish that the original one got, but this was amazing and it was awesome. I would see this again and if it traveled in a heartbeat. So check it out. But
it used to be called the 80s and the 90s concert when it was at the Hollywood Bowl, but they made it the Rewind concert. It's the same songs that they did there.
Well, the patches they handed out after.
Again.
Yeah, the patches they handed out after still said 80s and 90s concert.
Yeah.
So, but as we wrap up,
fun time.
Oh, good. Oh yeah, it was awesome.
No, it was just a fun time. Yeah. But what I did find out, because I do follow Ariel Jacobs, who was one of the singers, is she did the Disney Rewind concert, and then she was supposed to go home, and then at 10 p.m. they said, can you please be at the Legend ceremony at 10 a.m. the next morning and be a part of the Lin-Manuel Miranda tribute because somebody didn't show up.
Oh no.
That's how goat Ariel Jacobs is.
Yeah, and think about how crazy that mashup was, and to know what parts go where and when to sing and when to walk and do all of that in less than 24 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And like I even saw Ashley Brown because I was like following her on TikTok. She was up at 7 a.m. like warming up her voice and like doing all the breathing treatments and stuff. It's crazy to see what these people do to get ready for a show. Honestly, it's great and I love it. And I love that life, but it's nuts.
Oh, yeah.
But knowing that Ariel Jacobs only had hours to learn all of that was amazing.
So as we start to close the book on D23 2026, we have some last thoughts. I was going to throw that out there.
Sorry, I took over. That's not bad.
That was awesome.
No, it was good.
Great photos. But any last thoughts? It could be anything about your experience, what you enjoyed, what you may not have enjoyed. Anything. Any last thoughts on D23? I'll start with Amanda.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was a fantastic show. As always, we mentioned it time and time again as we did our survival guides here on Extra Magic Hour, that you got to have plans A, B, C, D all through Z, and sometimes even those don't happen, right? And that was true yet again. But it's all part of the fun, right? Of seeing different things on the show. There's no way that you can see it all, and so just going into it, there's going to be some things that I need to miss, and I have to be okay with that. But that's also what's so great about our team is that we all did. I think we did everything collectively. Is there a panel or something on the show floor that we missed? If going across all of us?
I know we had an RSP for Alan Menken and we missed that one, but
that's true. We did. That's right. But we did see him last time. So
this was the first time.
I think collectively we've all seen him before. So
yeah, I think this was the first time too that because of scheduling, this is the first time I didn't do like the animation section for Disney.
Yeah,
or
I did regret not being able to go in there. Yeah.
Gotcha. But the point though is that we covered a lot of ground. But see, even then, we covered a lot of ground, but we still didn't see everything. So we were just throwing out the idea of like, what if this was a 4-day show again? Like the first year, how much more we could experience. Even if one of those days they didn't have a Honda Center situation where you can just all be on the floor, that would be amazing. But I know that there's so much that goes on to put this show together. So to Michael Vargo and his entire team and all of the vendors and all the sponsors, like kudos to you, because those are really, really, really long days, and leading up to and tearing down and all that. So thank you. Those are my closing thoughts. Yeah. Thank you to everyone who put the event together. Thank you, Anaheim Convention Center. Thank you, Honda Center. Thank you, the bus transportation.
The shuttle drivers, yeah.
Hello.
The people out in the sun.
Yes.
Organizing that.
Yeah. Cian. I need to shout out Cian.
Yeah.
She
I was
is
just thinking
the
about her too.
bus shuttle lady that gets everyone on the bus. Because she is the one that is like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 50. Okay, that's your bus. Keep going. She's the one that is the goat of the bus shuttles.
She's hilarious. I love her.
Yeah, we had to ask her name this year because I was like, I need to know who you are.
And you weren't the only one, because while we were waiting in line, other people in line were like, "Hey, you're back! Oh, that's fantastic!" She is the goat for sure.
For sure. She knows that nobody's gonna miss that Honda Center panel. Me, Amanda, Kevin, and Kim, we were hustling after World Builders to go drop off our stuff and get in that shuttle line, and we were the second to the last shuttle to leave.
Oh, wow.
And you guys got there right in time.
Right in time. We did pick up some food, so we were there in plenty of time. But we knew we were gonna get there because Cian was in charge of the shuttles.
That's right.
So whatever you do, put Cian in charge of the shuttles.
Nice. So
and she's gonna make sure nobody cuts that line too. She's gonna.
That's right.
Sure is. She sure is.
Was that your final thought, or do you have a?
Well, that was a good final thought. But I had an amazing weekend. I don't think another D23 could top this D23 because of your proposal, and that just was really special. And I got to do what I planned to do, even if I did it alone. So, my tip is to do what you want to do. There's people out there that you will meet in line and talk to. I met some Jonas Brothers fans in line. I met some Camp Rock fans in line. So even if your family doesn't want to do what you want to do it anyway, because you will have the most fun if you do what you want to do. I had told myself that I was going to do what I wanted to do this year because I didn't get to do a lot 2 years ago because of the accident. So I had plans and I made sure I got to do what I wanted to do. And it was so fun. And I wrote an article all about it on the Diz Insider, so go read it.
And we made sure to take the elevator this time at the Honda Center.
Yeah. Yes, we did. Nice. Yes, we did take the elevator. I did notice at the Honda Center that like some of the bottom steps were gone. So great.
Their construction.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's going on? Kevin.
Oh yeah, I know the same. I mean, I think as exhausting as 3 days was, I think 4 days would be better. Just because there is so much to see and there's no way to do it all. And I mean, I think even with 4 days, there wouldn't be enough days or enough time. So yeah, but what I was able
We're
to do,
gonna
I
run
loved.
into that
And
with the Star Wars celebration.
right. We're only
That's
doing
4
one day
days,
of that
huh?
one, so we'll see how that treats us. I mean, we couldn't even get a photo with Kelly in it, right? Because she was off doing her own thing, like she was saying. So it's just kind of we got this one in with Sean. So we have to like Photoshop Kelly into it one of these days.
Yeah.
And
we're
Lady in
off
the
in the
Tramp.
corner over here. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Just
Lady and the
random
Tramp is
corners of D23 over here. That's just the only Disney thing in the shot, I think, to really let us know. Like, you have Beauty and the Beast,
Yeah.
Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
Let us know this is a Disney event happening. We're over in like the
Right.
secret food area. So yeah, just kind of funny. But yeah,
That's
no, it
funny.
was great though. So I'm looking forward to whatever they're gonna do 2 years from now. Hopefully we keep going with it and all that stuff. Because I know the last few D23s it's been kind of like this might be the last one. I don't know if we had that same vibe this time. It feels like it's just we're doing
I didn't
great.
get that
We'll keep
vibe
going,
this
so.
time, but I felt like
No.
it's gonna get harder to get tickets.
Yeah.
That's true. It has been
I don't
getting
like that
harder
aspect of
every
it, but it is what it is.
time. Yeah,
What are
good
your
point.
last thoughts, Courtney?
Honestly, it was the best weekend ever. Thank you, sweetheart, for everything, and I'll never forget it. I mean, I wasn't going to anyways, but I won't ever forget it, and nothing could top it. Honestly, I don't even think in 2 years it would be topped because just of everything that happened. So I will forever cherish this weekend, forever with all of you. So thank you.
Nice. Mine, yeah, I'm going to piggyback on what some of you guys said. Definitely needs to be 4 days. I did Star Wars Celebration 2019 in Chicago, and it was 4 days. And Thursday, there was no panels. They could do some minor panels and stuff, I think, but it was strictly show floor and shopping. Granted, Chicago has the biggest convention center in the country, so it's a little bit easier. But there's a lot of stuff to do in Anaheim. You could do, that's for another show, but definitely 4 days. Make Jim Cummings a legend. It's been all over the internet right now. Some positive stuff, some negative stuff, but definitely he deserves to be there. And I'm glad he had a presence throughout the expo. That he was kind of all over the place too, like Susan Egan. So he's more than well deserved. If there's anybody that should be automatic, it should be him. So, but no, it was, and like Amanda said, I'll wrap this up real quickly. Like Amanda said, that like all the volunteers and everybody involved working their long hours and kind of giving an extra bit of flowers to Michael Vargo, who's in charge of this entire damn thing, yet still had the time to help me out with the proposal with Courtney in the middle of this convention, which was bonkers. So
yeah,
these photos still, I mean, it's so
Rayvon's
surreal.
face is hilarious. Rayvon
Yeah.
started following me too. It's so
Oh,
funny.
nice.
It's so fun.
Yeah, Michael Vargo, he is such an embodiment of what Walt Disney and the Disney Company is. He's a gem of a man.
Oh yeah.
I cannot say enough good things about him. We've known him for quite a while, and every single time you feel like you're not wasting his time or taking up his time. He always wants to talk to you. He always wants to know who you are, what you are, how
you're
you
doing.
connect. Yeah, what you're doing, how you connect to Disney. He's just interested in it all, and he never makes you feel like you're bothering him. It's amazing.
Yeah. And I even messaged him today. I was like, you know what? I only have one regret from the weekend, this past weekend, and it's we never got a picture with him, like you guys did.
I know.
But
no.
But I did tell him, I'm like, but we will have plenty of times down the road. And he just laughed. He's like, well, I'm glad we're able to make that moment. He's like, it was such a great moment for them too. So, but no.
I mean, I made the top 23.
Yeah. Me and Kevin got a photo with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I got a photo with him.
Yeah, Amanda got a photo with him.
What are you guys doing?
Running to
He was
Percy
avoiding me at
Jackson.
that time.
That's true. He definitely was.
I got a photo bomb with Courtney and Susan Egan. So,
Here you
but
go.
man, it is, not only was it a great D23, like Courtney said, the best ever, but it was a great, fun. Rub it in.
Yeah.
Rub it in. He's got a great.
We'll
I
get
love
one
his
the
hair.
next time we see him.
I love his hairstyle though.
Yeah, right.
But it was a great month. Just building up to this, such a important event, and can't wait till the next one. So
yeah.
Thank you
And
guys
to
for
everyone we went with, Kevin, Amanda, Kim, Sarah, Richard, Julie and James,
Sean.
Jen Diz was around, Sean.
Jen Diz was, yeah.
Leia, our friend Leia was around too.
Noel and Nicole.
Noel and
Noel and
we
Nicole,
met. Yeah, it was incredible to just be around the Disney community and to be around Disney fans and to just feel like we all were on the same playing level and all fans of all the stuff.
Yes.
People don't get it. You try to tell people about it. You try to say it's Comic-Con for Disney or whatever, but or it's
so
our
much more
Super
than that.
Bowl, but they still don't get it. They don't get the community that you feel. They don't get the friendship that you make. They just don't get that aspect of it. But you guys do. Everyone on this screen does, and everyone who listens to this, I hope you feel the community that we felt this weekend, because there's nothing like it. There's nothing better.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
Kevin and Amanda, thank you for joining us throughout the month, getting ready. Thank you for helping me plan everything, keeping my sanity, anxiety down. And it was a great time. So hope everybody enjoyed watching this, enjoyed listening to this.
We'll be back to our regular parks programming.
Yeah, we got a whole month. We got a whole month of
right.
news and stuff popping up. But in the words of Owl City, when can we do this again? Hopefully sooner than later. So hope you guys enjoyed listening, and have a good night, everybody.
Night.
Hey, push play.
Push play.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.